everybody. You know, I had a whole bit about Gilligan's Island that I was going to do tonight, but I just love that intro so much, I just wanted it to stand on its own. What's up, everybody? You know, funny thing about this, I actually fiddled around with the settings here so that it wouldn't just pause outright and I could pull that off properly and do the transition right on cue with the music. I did not realize, though... Let me turn that down just a bit there. Ooh, so it's not blowing out everybody's eardrums. I did not realize, though, that there was an entire other setting that tells it to mute when you navigate away from it. I just can't win, can I? Goodness, the game's a little loud, isn't it? Let's turn that down, shall we? That's a little closer to what I think it should be at. Maybe there? But that's not the only... I just noticed the file name that we had lying there before. I'm really gonna need some help from the chat tonight so that we can double check the audio levels, because, man, I don't know if you can hear that, because I can. I definitely freaking can. And I can't turn that down any farther than it is right now, because I've already got it down to wait, what? Go down. That's better. Oh, that's much better. I can actually turn my desktop audio back to where it was. That's also a fantastic noise. Yes, that's not the only thing you're going to be hearing tonight. I do have somebody else who's supposed to be in the call with me as soon as I undeafen myself. Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing alright.
Alright, I'm glad.
I'm hearing an echo of myself on your end, though.
What's up?
I just heard an echo on your end.
An echo of me?
No, of me.
Is it because you still have the stream open?
That might have been it, actually.
Okay. Just so we have
Yeah,
that
I
established.
To be fair, it's been a while since I've done this, so...
What are we gonna name ourselves? What do? I can't be snarky about this and try to name Link the name of another famous Zelda-like character protagonist, because I can't really think of any Zelda-like games off the top of my head. How about...
The only one I could think of off the top of my head wouldn't even fit.
I mean, it is called The Legend of Zelda.
I think
Although
it's
that
actually...
that would not make sense in the beginning, though, would it? Because then, then one of the characters would be like, "Huh, Zelda? No, no, no. My name is Marin. You're on Koholint Island." Dogs.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that, unfortunately.
All right. Let's just kind of feel it out then. I think. Should we just go with standard Link?
We could always use Lunk as a joke.
Yeah, that one's kind of overdone, though. I think standard Link is fine. I also want to point out, this is back in the era where the portable games actually kept track of how many times you died over the course of the game.
Well,
believe it or not, though,
case,
this is the only game where that matters. I'm not going to spoil why, but something special happens if you manage to beat the entire game without dying once. But for now, what a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning? What? Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You're on Koholint Island. I'm on what? Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Tarin. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of the shield, and I just immediately swipe it out of his hands. You got your shield back. You can use it to flip enemies. Okay, so I think I've told this story before here on stream, how when I was a kid, the first time I played this game, I was completely stuck. I kept restarting it over and over and over again because I had no idea what to do. I couldn't break these bushes. I couldn't get into this shop over here. I can maybe make a prank call to somebody on the phone in this room. Hello, it's me, Wow, that is a hell of a name. Ask me anything about the island. If you get lost, give me a call. Bye. Amazing they actually have functioning telephone lines on this island. Then again, a lot of the inconsistencies and logic will probably make sense the further we get in the story. Yahoo! I'm fine, and you? Doing okay.
Oh, goody. It's one of those type of old women.
How to say, please call outside.
Yeah,
that old man Ulrira is a shy guy in person.
That admittedly is one of the gags I like in this game, why he only talks to the telephone.
Like, he's just completely socially...
Oh.
It also said he's a shy guy in person, but I don't see a mask or a red suit anywhere in here. I don't see a red anything in this game, but that's just because everything's black and white. This is, I am playing the original Game Boy version. You'll notice I am not playing the DX version of the game. Mostly just because this is the version I grew up with and I'm most familiar with. I don't want to screw myself up and maybe miss a lot of other little details as we go.
I'm more familiar with DX, admittedly, but...
That is the if they really release any version of the game, it will probably be that. There are, from the little bit of promotion that we've gotten from the trailers and whatnot, it does seem like the color dungeon will be returning in the remake tomorrow.
That's good to hear.
You did see that one screenshot, right, of the two enemies that one was red and one was blue, and you had to throw them in the correctly colored hole.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason that Dead was even added was to give a reason to actually play the DX version, otherwise it'd be the same game.
My baby keeps on asking for a Yoshi doll, and I don't know what to do about it. Her baby. Her baby keeps asking.
I will admit this, though, since I've been playing the DX version, one thing I do notice going through it is certain things just were not meant to be in color.
So, yep, those are my boys. I'm Papal, pleased to meet you. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me here.
Well, at least he's honest.
Oh, I've read the script ahead of time. I'm just gonna... That's a very Spaceballs moment, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's...
I
can't wait for the moment in the remake where Link gets stuck on a puzzle, so he just opens up the strategy guide for the game and tells you what the solution is.
And this was my first sign of what the heck am I playing when I saw this in front of someone's house.
Yeah, a chain chomp.
Like, what the hell?
And that it doesn't really hurt you at all. Like, just barks at you. But funny little detail, this chain chomp can actually push you around if you have your shield up. I'm going to be skipping over a lot of stuff, mostly because I've already read most of this dialogue and I don't want to waste time with many things. But like I said, when I was a kid, I got super confused in this game. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have a sword, so I can't attack these things. If I just run face first into them, and I tried to get up right next to it and maybe try to hit it with the shield, and then nothing was happening. So for the longest time, I couldn't put... It took me forever. I had to have somebody explain to me that you have to hold your shield up, and then it'll let you push them around. Hopefully that's a little better in the sequel, so that in the remake, so that some little kid doesn't end up having that issue like I did. So I think I restarted this game like 6-7 times. Just trying to figure out what the hell I did wrong and where.
I will admit that tripped me up as a kid, too, because it's not your first instinct to, oh, I can push my shield.
Monsters are starting to act so violently. I'm trying to find a comfortable voice for this character. Courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. Wait a second, I need to break out my British accent for this one, I think. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. Hooch. And this little music hit right here. I love this. Listen to this.
Oh, it does the glass sword thing in this version, too.
You found your sword. It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. And the fact that that's when the music really kicks in, it's like, alright, now it's a Zelda game. I think this was actually my first ever Zelda game. You can, it's a wonder I even love the franchise, considering how rough of a start I had with this one, but no. Once I had that down, the rest of it was just gravy. The rest of this was total magic. In fact, I believe my love of meta humor might come from one of two things. Either it was the fact that I grew up with Animaniacs as a kid, or it was perhaps the fact that I grew up with this game as a kid.
Oh, this game is filled with that stuff.
What do you think the Guardian Acorn and the Piece of Power are going to look like in the remake?
I already know, pretty much.
Oh, they've shown that off in some of the promotional material?
Remember, I was watching a friend stream it.
Oh, I see. Well, excuse me for being normal.
It was still a little, it was just basically more detailed, that's all it really was.
Okay. Excuse me for trying to respect the release date.
Well, to be fair, he lives in England, so it happens.
Oh, I see. So things didn't quite line up. I got it. Ah, so you don't have to go digging for that one. You found a secret seashell. If you collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. How do we know that intrinsically? Is Link just creating a collection? Does he want to bring them back home?
I just get this image of there being a narrator the whole time, just speaking from the clouds and saying this stuff.
It's like in the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Well, Tigger has found himself in quite the predicament. Who are you? I'm the narrator. And to save Tigger, he just tilts the book. I love that so much. How much does this guy need again?
10.
Trendy game. One play, 10 rupees. The A and B buttons move the crane. The rest is just timing. I believe I remember how to do this correctly. Yes, the Yoshi doll is the only easy one.
The only you really need to get from that, even, to be honest.
The other trick, as I remember, the other trick that you're trying to accomplish with this is you're trying to aim for the opposite corner. Basically, Basically, what you're trying to do in this game is you move the crane over to that top left corner, and you just wait for the item you actually want just to touch the opposite end. Then you press the A button just slightly to make the crane drop just a tiny little bit, and your timing should be good. If I recall, that was what I ended up picking up on when I was a kid. There are so many things I remember. Like, this is a game I know just about, like, the back of my hand.
Same here. The only thing I think I've ever used a guide for is the darn seashells, because later on, they become a pain to find.
Some of them are a little obscure, but again, I've just played this game so much, I almost have them memorized. Almost. By the way, now that we've got a couple people here, I'm just gonna drop this in the chat. You don't have to interact with that if you don't want to, but it's greatly appreciated if you do. Hoot, ho, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious wood. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching.
You definitely play this a little different than how I do.
How do you end up playing it, out of curiosity?
Well, one, I would have already had one of the first heart. I usually start the training quest right away.
Oh, right, sorry. I'm in the streaming mode, so that didn't even cross my mind, but yes, that is something we can progress a little bit. I did go through all the trouble of getting the Yoshi doll, so thank you for reminding me of that. The thing is, this is why Breath of the Wild is both an amazing game to me and my worst nightmare. Because if you remember the streams I used to do of that, I get distracted so freaking easily. I will just make my own goals in games, and it's like, okay, I'll go do this for a little while, and then I'll go over here, and I'll, actually I want to go do this now that I'm seeing it off in the distance, and I will just completely forget what my original objective was for the next 3 hours.
To be fair, that helps with Breath of the Wild considering how the game works.
Oh, will you give that doll to my baby? Yes. Oh, thank you. You're indeed a generous person. I will give you this in return. You traded your meh for a meh. Maybe you can trade the ribbon for something else. You'd hate this game then? That's actually something I'm considering putting into Heart Soul. I know it would be hell to develop, but just having a bunch of side things for the character to do, because, you know, everybody needs a hobby.
So yeah, we can take care of at least 3 parts of it right now.
Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. Some new accessories would be nice. Oh,
What?
that ribbon! I need it. Will you trade for my dog food? Okay. You know, funny thing, this whole trade sequence thing actually began in Link's Awakening. A lot of people think it started in Ocarina of Time, but no, this is where it got its start. It's full of juicy beef.
Why the hell are there bones in here?
Oh, you know. Well, I mean, you got a pet snake, you gotta feed them crickets. Same principle. Did I just, Is the silence because you're thinking of the implications of this now? It's like, what in the world does she feed them? And now I'm starting to see Madame Meow Meow in a completely different light.
I mean, she pretty much hires us as a freaking assassin later on.
I would go take care of those ruffians myself. You know, I'm strong enough to drag monsters into my poor little poopsie's kennel. But I'm busy.
And then we get this weirdo.
Feed it chicken? No, nothing feeds on the chickens in a Zelda game. They are apex predators.
We should show that off. I actually did fight as a kid. It scared the crap out of me.
What's that? What's that you have? It's canned food? For heaven's sake, man, give that can to me, please! He's hysterical. What do you do? I wonder what happens if I don't give. Will he just kill me? Nah, I'll give it to him. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. He just eats the whole can. I guess it's different for alligators. Maybe they've just got way better digestive systems than we do.
If we get far enough tonight, there is, I guess, one thing that'll be fun to discuss.
That was great. I know it's not a fair trade, but here's some bananas. Hey, everybody, it's all relative, buddy. Somebody's gonna want these. Good deal. Link thinks. Which is the more powerful healing item in Breath of the Wild? I'm trying to remember now. Because I know the Yiga clan is obsessed with them, but... Oh,
I mean, they're
not
useful.
that one.
Do the attack boost.
Oh, right. Right, that's what they do. The bananas give you the attack boost. Meat is just useful for healing in general, correct?
Pretty much. Any meat dish tends to have really good healing properties.
I thought I'd get more of a bonus out of using salt to flavor the meat. You know? I was going by Earthbound principles, where if you season it with the correct thing, it just drastically improves the potency of the item.
And then again, that's also the singing where you just can eat ketchup right out of the packet.
What, you don't do that? Weirdo. No, seriously though, I am the kind of kid where when I was younger, I would just take the salt shaker, I would pour a little of it in my palm, and I would just lick it up straight because I liked the flavor.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of salt, admittedly.
All right, now we're running. Now I'm in my happy place. Now we can just make enemies explode. We hit them so hard, they just turn into dust. Not only that, we send them careening across the entire screen. I can't wait to see what this looks like in the remake.
Excuse me one moment.
Okay. Go take care of what you need to, buddy. Put the ketchup packets on the burger. Literally packet and all. I mean, you gotta get rid of them somehow, right? It's like the kids are just environmentally conscious, is all. They don't want to. They don't have a trash can on them. They don't want to just throw it on the ground because that's littering. They don't want to stuff it in their pocket because that's kind of gross, dude. And there are no laundromats in the Earthbound world, so eating the packet is, I guess. We want to be true heroes about this, make sacrifices for the world we hold so dear. I'm sorry if this music gets annoying. It's going to start grating after a while, but the best way to play this game is with a piece of power equipped, just because you are absolutely annihilating every single thing you hit. I have gone far too far. I need another item before I can go talk to that person. Where am I supposed to be again? It's not up here because that's covered by those. I feel like there's a cave I was supposed to hop into somewhere. Yes, right there. That's what I'm aiming for. Thank you. Unfortunately, any sort of soft screen transition like that will lead to you losing whatever power-up you've currently got. An unfortunate set of circumstances, but they didn't want you just, never mind, we've got it back! Now immediately move so that you don't... 50 rupees, very nice. Very nice indeed. We're gonna need another 130 of those here soon. And then we're gonna need another 1,000 just about, because I am not gonna be labeled as a thief for the rest of this game. That is one thing I refused to do when I was a kid. Oh, right, you need to come back here later. Soon. Me, you, and a life bar. Me, you, and a shroom. Mellow aroma flows into your nostrils. Yeah, mushrooms are kind of nice. I picked this up from my dad. They've got this sort of earthy, pseudo-meaty flavor to them. That's what makes them a very good topping to pizza. If you're... did that incorrectly. Forgive me, it's been a little while. Right, okay. I have successfully untrapped myself. You know, had I been smart, I probably would have grabbed that treasure chest on the way back instead of on the way up. Saved myself a little bit of time in the process. That's the cool thing I love about these old games that I grew up with. It's been so long since I've touched them. I start figuring out new little processes, because my fingers remember what to do. They remember the general, even if I'm not really... That's what makes them such good stream games. That's why there are so many retro streamers out there, I think. Because of the fact that they grew up with these games as kids, they don't have to think much about it. They can just focus on commentary and providing proper talking about what's happening, joking around and everything, because I just automatically navigated my way towards Maple, no problem.
Alright, sorry about that.
Welcome back, buddy.
I had a package came in the mail.
Ah, it has the sleepy toadstool, it does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will.
Please tell me in the remake they just speed up her animation like they did in the first game.
It's already it is. Take care, as there's not much there. Why not try a bit in my hut?
I mean, the flame will just despawn the instant I leave your house, but you know what? I'll make her happy. Doesn't she actually comment on that in the DX version? She tells you, thank you for the extra light or something like that. Also, there's one other little detail about how to use this. Notice how they put this enemy right outside of her hut? There's a reason for that. So, now that he's all weird and googly-eyed, hey, Mon. You know me, I like short names the best. I think there are other things he can say, but I've died way too many times just messing around with those enemies before, so I'm gonna skip out of here before I end up annihilating myself.
I get the feeling it's supposed to be like a joke that just goes over people's heads in this version.
What is?
Where he just grows a big nose and just starts talking weirdly.
I don't think that's a nose. I think his eyes just completely bugged out. Like, all of the rest of his mask just went into his eyeballs, and now he's all bugged out.
I guess to explain the package for fun, though, just real quick here. I got an early Sword and Shield gift.
Oh?
Pokemon Stars started releasing, like, stuff early for it.
Ah, I see.
So, of course, I had to buy something if I'm not getting the game. Because I know how quick those go.
What'd you end up picking up, if you don't mind me asking?
I usually collect plushies from them.
Ah, yeah, I've got a... Anybody who's seen the background of my room knows I've got a bit of a plushie army myself.
Oh, trust me, mine's much bigger.
No, I have no doubt. I've got Toriel back there, Chun-Li, which was actually a gift from my roommates. Mario, that shiny Mega Gardevoir right there was also a gift from them. That's when we headed to OhioCon. Tonberry was something I picked up for myself way back when I was living in Arizona, from the old local game store that I used to technically work for, except not quite. I did some things for their website, I guess I should say. They, yeah, but long story short, they had a whole bunch of knickknacks, and I thought that was really cool, because I was really into Final Fantasy at the time.
You mentioned Toriel. I actually have Ralsei sitting right behind my computer right now.
Oh, they've made Deltarune merch?
That's been out for about a month or two now.
Well, I had no idea.
He has the hat and glasses.
The last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. And I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, it sounds strange, but it sure was fun.
I also dreamed that I could find a whistle that would warp me to other worlds. Oh god, I have too much fun with the references I can make with this shit.
You know, fun little note about the warp whistle. A lot of people don't catch this, but Luigi's original Final Smash, the whole Negative World thing, the song that plays there is actually a different version of the Warp World theme from Super Mario Bros. 3.
Then again, most people probably don't even know that the warp tune in that is literally taken straight from the first Zelda.
The windfish is waiting. It's a little awkward doing character dialogue, I've always noticed, when I have another person in the call with me. Because you never... there's either a conversation going on that Uh-oh. No. You stay
god, these things.
Yeah, you stay away from me, buddy.
Get away from you, stupid pudding.
I don't need to... Like, it wouldn't be expensive because I know how to manipulate the trendy game. So I could get a shield for 10 rupees instead of the, what, 50 that it would cost in other places. Welcome back, Blue. Glad you could be here, buddy.
I never can stand likes. They always tick me off.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, especially in Ocarina of Time, if you went through the trouble of picking up Din's Fire really early, you can make short work of the things.
Yeah, but there's a reason I have a particular hatred for those things. And it's namely the last one they put in Ganon's Tower.
Let's
AKA, let's place a really cheaply placed one
Ganon's
that'll eat your stuff and then spit you out over a cliff.
Oh. Oh, I don't have a whole lot of memories of the end game of Ocarina of Time. I think I've only been through the entirety of Ganon's Tower and the Spirit Temple once in my entire life. Because the thing about me was I was terrified of the Spirit Temple and Shadow Temple when I was a kid.
I don't blame you, honestly, especially with a certain mini-boss.
It wasn't even that. It was just the idea, timers in games just get under my skin. There's nothing I can think of that's more stressful than just having this static time limit. And the idea that I might run out of magic down there, this is a case where having the strategy guide was worse. Like, I psyched myself out of it. Every time I tried to work up the nerve, I ended up being like, no, I don't want to be stuck down there with invisible floor masters. Also, sub, Dio. Welcome to the chat, man. How are you doing
I still
tonight?
think the weirdest version of the Floor Master I can remember is the one from Wind Waker.
Oh, where it was like the hole in the ground?
Yeah.
God,
Great.
that thing was freaky.
The thing that weirds me out about it personally, and this is because I'm an anime fan, I watched a lot of anime, was I recognized that the noise they use when it pulls you in is literally the same opening cue from the opening to Dot Hack Sign. Which,
Also, Dio, to answer your question, the description of that tag basically says that you can use it if you either are or you are an ally of. And basically, like, Lee told me it was okay, and the other thing is, my philosophy on it is just do what makes you happy. As long as you're not shoving it down everybody's throat, you're fine.
mm-hmm.
Be you as long as you isn't an asshole, I think is my philosophy on it. Does that make sense? So this is another cool thing that they added in this game. The compass has some additional utility than it did before. It doesn't just show you where the boss is now. I believe if I open up the map, it'll show me where the treasure chests are, and without even having to check the map at all, if I enter a room that has a treasure chest in it, listen closely.
Well, it's not a treasure chest, it has a key in it.
Oh, specifically a key. Okay. I thought it was just treasure chests in general.
I mean, it's still helpful as hell.
The other thing is, Dio, I couldn't think of anything to put up there. There were no other tags because it's like, I've played this game since I was a child, so I'm not speed running, I'm not doing a meme run or anything like that. It's just a casual playthrough. I filled in space with the ceramics tag, for crying out loud, because I feel like that's a joke that I could get away with.
I mean, I still think my favorite.
Nothing.
My favorite interpretation of that joke's always been there's a comic I read called Gamer Cat, and they're making fun of the fact you had to collect, I think it was 40 rupees to get the shield in Ocarina of Time. So he finds out, oh, I can get rupees from smashing pots, and of course he goes around grinding incessantly. God, the map always looked like some weird piece of telegraph paper to me.
I mean, in the original game, Oh, I see what you're saying now. In the inventory. I mean, the amount of pixels that they had to work with in this particular title, I think they did their best that they could with it. Because you can't really put in, like, little scribbles on the paper to look like writing. But yeah, it does kind of look like Link's trying to communicate in Morse code on that paper, doesn't it?
Either that or it's some weird test.
No, it's 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. That's SOS. My grandfather taught me that one. He actually listened to short radio way back when. He still listened to that for a long time, still trying to get communications that his neighbors were putting out there into the world. Is this the game? I feel like there's... No. That must be the Oracle games where you could drop magic powder on the anti-fairies and they turn into actual fairies.
Yeah, that's both that and Link to the Past did that.
I've messed up a lot of that. Just the other night, I had a discussion with somebody about an Easter egg that I forgot was only in the Oracle games, not in Link's Awakening. Do you remember how in... Oh my god, where are all of these people coming from? I have like 10 viewers, and none of them are saying anything in the chat. Is this just Twitch being silly again?
Who knows, honestly, with Twitch. I'd just say go with it.
Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about some hitch in the algorithm pushing
this
partner status.
right here.
Especially considering that it looks like I'm not gonna get verified on YouTube anytime soon.
God, it's like they want people not to make money anymore.
Well, you heard about that whole thing, right? How they changed how verification works on the site now?
That and the stupid thing involving anything involving supposed kids stuff.
Oh, there we go. Another piece.
Goodbye, Jobby the Hong.
Who?
Toy reviewers.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Oh, if you do it just right with these anti-fairies, that one specifically, you can catch him right on the corner and he'll just be stuck there.
It's a little frame perfect, unfortunately.
Yeah, I did it a couple times as a kid, so it's not a difficult glitch.
Okay, now this is where I see a difference between the two versions.
Why? What's up?
In the DX version, those are actual owl statues, not just random rocks.
Yeah, the beak doesn't really show up until later. Or, no, wait. I think the beak stone was that, Oh, shoot.
In every dungeon.
I know it's in every dungeon, but I'm trying to remember which game that actually showed up in. Jumping. This was another thing that Link's Awakening
this is
did
the
first.
only one that has the beak stone.
What's up?
To my knowledge, that's the only one that's the beak stone. They effectively put in there for newer players, I think.
Okay.
Problem is, it's like insanely rare.
Let's see if I can... Nope. Screwed it up. I'm gonna try it one more time just to see if I can catch this guy. Someday, tomorrow, you.
I mean, we could have just jumped over the hole, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I came back to do. And that that serves me right for wasting everybody's time. I gotta be careful with that. If I take too much damage, I'll actually lose my piece of power. And that'll make the boss and mini boss way more difficult to deal with, so.
I mean, it's not like it's
I've got the view count right in front of me, Dio. You don't need to remind me. It's like, this is one of those, I can just look at it in real time. I love playing, like, old school games like this, too, just because I can have the game right in front of me and alongside the dashboard so that...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, small problem.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever gotten the thing you get for getting no deaths, so...
I have once, and it reduced me to a crying mess the first time.
Ugh, especially later in this game.
Really wish I had that anti-fairy to fairy trick in this game now. Not gonna lie. I could leave and try to grind for hearts, but where's the fun in that, right, guys?
I mean, it's not like the bosses are that hard.
Hasta la vista, sucker.
I love when that happens.
Yeah, congratulations, you played yourself.
As I say, do you actually remember the secret to this room?
Nope. Balls it up. Alright, so after
Let me know, Whatthefnu cannot slot machine.
Alright. Got it. Oh. Ah, never mind. All you get is the stone slab anyway. It's not that important.
if I recall, all you have to do is match all three
Yeah,
of the
you
same.
have to match all three. I remember that. Oh, you big jerk. This is another reason the piece of power is so important in this dungeon. Because you can just... Yeah, you can just stomp that guy flat. If you know what you're doing.
And luckily, this one drops a fairy.
Mm-hmm. Crisis averted. For the most part. No. You two sync up so that I can sneak in there.
We don't have the boss key, do we? Oh, never mind. Oh, goody, this jerk's back. As if we need you to come back from Link's Awakening.
Power! Oh, hey! Check that out. You're subscribed to me now, Noel.
Thanks, Dio.
Thanks for the gift sub, Dio. Also, now you're the bit boss.
Not sure how. Oh, Dio's the bit boss. I thought you meant... Since I haven't had bits in months.
Oh, that's a small problem. I'm out. I don't have my piece of power anymore.
God, I hate man... No, I almost said Manhandle. That's the wrong name. Moldorm. No matter what game he's in, he's a pain in the ass.
As long as I spin, he can't hit me. Because even if he's pushing past my position, he's still going to... I used to be a boss at this fight. I used to be able to knock him out every single time, no problem.
I will admit, I think this one's a little worse than the one in,
Well, because the arena's so
Like
tiny. Fuck!
It also doesn't help this one can actually damage you. Oh well. There's no reason to get mad in this case.
No, there is. There is, because now I'm locked out of the best ending.
It's literally a one scene difference.
Yeah, but that one scene means everything. Fuck off!
Besides, it's Moldorm. He's always a pain in the ass.
Alright.
And to be honest, I don't really call it like a good ending in that case.
Alright,
More
it
just
can't just... Fine, if I'm not allowed to have fun, nobody else can either. Alright?
Oh boy. Yeah,
this is how it's gonna be, huh? The boss is the one time I'm on camera. The boss is actually gonna live up to his reputation, huh? The one time.
Like I said, I
do this as a kid. Like, what was the trick that I understood back then?
To be fair, I'm with you on that one, because I used to be good at the ones in Link to the Past, and now it kicks my ass. I mean, part of this, I think
still had my piece of power, all it would take is 2 hits, too. That's the worst part. That is the worst part about this fight. If you have that double attack bonus, all it takes is 2 spins. I think that was it. I just brute forced my way through the fight. That was my trick.
I know this is dumb to ask, but can't you jump over them?
Oh, it just takes 2 spins normally anyway. That's how I did it as a kid.
Oh, well, at least we got the heart container from the little bastard now.
Yeah, I know it's optional, but, like, what's the point? If you're gonna play a game, you may as well try to show off everything you can. And it's this early on, too.
Well, to be fair, I think once you get past this point, it's smooth sailing from there for a while, but...
Yeah, there's nothing really too difficult after that.
Like, there's maybe, like, one boss that's kind of a pain in the ass, but that's about it.
Are you referring to the second dungeon's boss? Because of... I remember I was streaming this once upon a time. That's a good question, Dio. Like, why you don't have the mod roll on here. Maybe because you changed your username? I don't know. I'm just gonna copy and paste that for this one. Because you're a moderator in my Discord, I feel like this makes sense to do. I trust you in one place, I should be able to trust you in the other.
I'm hoping we get to a certain point tonight, because there is a bit of trivia involving this game. At least considering the people who made this particular one. And it involves an NPC we'll see later.
Looking at moblins. Then it's for real. They all went to the house. Yeah, that house. And then they did something at Bow Wow's house. It was a really bad scene with the moblins. So I mean, it might be faster to find out for yourself what happened. I mean, I already know what happened. So I'm just gonna go do the hero thing and be a hero, I think. Maybe I'll get my attack boost back along the way, too. I don't mean to keep ragging on that, but it is kind of an important part of this game. Like, things just are generally easier for you if you have that power-up.
Or even hell, just the defense boost is good, too.
It kind of makes me wonder why, outside of the food in Breath of the Wild, they never really brought back the idea of a power-up system in a Legend of Zelda game.
Well, Zelda games are already intrinsically kind of easy, so do you really want to break it?
Yes.
That's probably the mindset they're going for. Oh, speaking of piece of power. Sorry, I've been playing concurrently alongside you while we've been playing.
Okay, well, try to comment on my game, not yours.
I've mostly
Let's keep it focused on what the audience can actually see, please.
I've been keeping quiet mostly, don't worry about it.
Appreciate that.
There is admittedly one thing I don't like about it, though, I'll admit. It's that it overwrites the music.
Yeah, that is one thing I've heard complaints about when people talk about this game in hindsight, is that it's super useful, but it will sort of take away from the amazing soundtrack that's on display here. Yes, Dio, I forgot to answer this a little earlier, but yeah, I will try to play Monster Hunter World with you after the stream. A try being the operative word here. I might still have some things that I need to do tonight.
I mean, I'd join you guys.
I actually, I found out recently that I need to sign up for renter's insurance.
Ooh.
Because the way the policies work with the new, organization that's in charge of where we're living, they have to do things a little differently than the previous management did. So now I actually have to have that, and it has to be up to a certain level, otherwise I can't be on the lease, so... For some reason, I believed that that the place where Bow Wow was being held was past the swamp, but I guess not? What was I thinking of then? What can I get now that I couldn't before without the feather? That'd be a good place to start, I think.
I mean, there are some places in the forest.
Yeah, different pits that I couldn't jump over before. By the way, Dio says that you're invited to the Monster Hunter Worlding as well.
I mean, I can come, but my character's not exactly strong yet.
Well, there's a new system in the game that says we get rewarded if we help out lower-level characters anyway, so...
Oh, I actually didn't know about that because I was playing with a friend the other night.
Yeah,
I mean,
we get bonuses, and they're pretty good, too. Like, we get an extra item slot that's guaranteed to have a material in it.
That's really handy, then.
It's only one, but extra resources are extra resources, so you won't see me complaining.
I mean, sure, I don't mind doing it a bit.
Oh, now that I'm thinking of it... Right, this is why I thought that. Because you have to jump over those pits, and that'll lead you over this way. Nah? Who's this suspicious-looking runt? Okay, boys, let's get rid of him!
Oh, joy, it's the Moblin Brigade.
I think you vastly overestimate your power. Little did you know, I know Kung Fu.
Also, I have a frickin' sword.
You must be an assassin sent by Madame Meow Meow to rescue the mutt. You came here to get me, but it is I who will get you.
This guy looks like a freaking Wario Land boss.
A little bit. But then again, that was the whole point of this game. Like, the reason the team was so motivated to work on this title is because they were doing all kinds of weird and crazy stuff, like adding in characters from other series and games. Like, there are references to Mario, there are references to Princess Peach in this game.
Kirby makes a cameo. Also, I'm gonna say right now, Link's down sprite when he's holding a sword looks so goofy.
What, this?
This looks like he's holding the sword.
Oh, I see it now. I never even caught that.
I'm going to kick you with my peg leg.
He's like holding it with his foot, or maybe it's like attached to his belt buckle. It's like, alright, I've already charged it with energy. I'm just gonna stick it here and use it to kind of gently, like, hip thrust into the next enemy that comes my way.
I just get the image of Link kicking people with a peg leg.
You've saved Bow Wow. What a fearsome beast. So for a little while here, we actually have the closest thing to another party member that a Zelda game has ever gotten. Bow Wow will be traveling with us, and he's basically a little bonus. Ooh, that is a fearsome-looking animal you have there. Do not forget, the next instrument is in Gopanga Swamp. How do you know that?
Because I'm all-knowing and I've read the goddamn script, you little shit.
I don't think he's that violent about it. He's just like... he's like the master in Shaolin Showdown, you know? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Where do you get all these quotes? I have desk calendar.
God, I love that show. Sucks what happened with the reboot.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't that good. Everybody
Well, you put it this way, they pretty much had a mini Omi in that series, and that's not good. One Omi is enough.
Where was I
Even that.
next? I know I'm supposed to go towards the swamp, but there are other places I can travel to at this exact moment, I feel.
Not to mention there's stuff you can miss if you don't do it with Bow Wow, so... It's even worse in my case because I gotta worry about the photos.
Oh, right, because you've got the DX version. You have to... Yeah, they're the whole photo album. You actually have to steal an item from the shop if you want all of the pictures.
And hence why I've never gotten all the pictures. Because I'm not an idiot.
You don't want everybody calling you that is the thing. Because that's...
No, I don't want to get zapped.
Well, I mean, you don't have to get zapped. You just steal the bow and never return to the shop. That's how you do it. Can I visit Crazy Tracy yet? Is that a thing I can do, or do I need the power bracelet for that?
I think you need the bracelet for that.
Okay,
but
because the sooner I can get my hands on that insta-revive potion, the better. I mean, we can't do the no-death run anymore, unfortunately, but... It's like, it's so early on in the playthrough, I kind of just want to go back and try that again.
I don't blame you.
I know for a fact I'm going to make concerted efforts not to die in the remake, because I want to see what that looks like in the format that I've never seen it.
I do wonder which
Can I
version
just talk about, like, I wonder what things are going to look like. I want to speculate about what some things are going to appear to be. Because you know that opening cutscene in this version of the game where Marin is running, like, she stops on her walk on the beach, then runs, then stops, and then approaches really slowly and then stops again. How I think they're going to translate is they're going to give her some facial expressions to work with, show you what's going through her head during all of that. Like, her eyes widen, she sprints forward, gets close enough to recognize it's a person, stops, covers her mouth, and very cautiously starts to approach. It's like, wait, are they... I don't recognize them. Are they from off the island? And then she notices that Link's unconscious, and it's just like, hey, come on, are you okay?
I guess another fun little tidbit I didn't get to say when we were in the dungeon is that they are basically shaped like what their namesake is.
Yes. Tail Cave looks like a tail somewhat.
It'll be more obvious in the next dungeon we're going to.
I have money. What can I do with money? I don't think the fisherman will actually let me go fish with Bow Wow because he'll say that I'm scaring all of them away.
Yeah, I actually think that you gotta wait on that now.
Oh, the
Thanks
other...
for reminding.
I was mentioning this a little earlier. One thing that I messed up when I was talking to a friend, there's an Easter egg when it comes to the cuckoos in this game. Well, in Oracle, there's an Easter egg. If you keep hitting the cuckoo, it will attack you as usual. But if you hit it with a mystery seed after that, then the cuckoo will actually grow gigantic.
I just learned something.
What?
Don't use the powder on the cuckoos.
Oh, because it sets them on fire?
It freaking kills them. I never knew that.
Yeah, it is the only way you can actually defeat a cuckoo in any Zelda game, as far as I understand.
I never knew that.
I mean, aside from Hyrule Warriors, that is. And even then, they just kind of fly away in that game. And make sure you've got some powder going into this dungeon. You're gonna need it.
It still feels weird that Marin is playable in that game.
I love that, dude. I love that somebody acknowledged that Link's Awakening actually existed. Because it seemed like to be one of those games that they were very cagey about for whatever reason.
And yet they still don't want to remember Super Mario Land beyond Daisy.
Oh, Daisy.
God, that's such a weird game.
But that's part of what makes it so great. I want to go back to Sarasa Land, dude.
It's even funnier when you know who made it.
Who?
Gunpei Yokoi.
Huh.
Oh boy.
I mean, he was the guy who basically invented the Game Boy, so it kind of makes sense that he'd be interested in developing games for it. His team was also the one behind Metroid 2, right?
He's behind the original Metro, I remember that much. And so it just makes... Problem is, let's hope to God there's not some secret Easter egg if you beat the game with under an hour.
Huh?
I was thinking of, like, the old Easter egg if you beat Metroid within a fast time.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I love games that do that give you a reason to come back to it. And
yeah, but
as cheap as it was back in the day, to do that for people, it was sort of like how the Wonder Woman comics, it's like, yeah, it shows a really cool and powerful woman superhero. And a lot of the covers just happen to have her in bondage because we have to move units. Don't worry about it. So where are you in terms of the great, like, Zero Suit debate? What do you think is the actual Zero Suit? Do you like the modern iteration? Do you like the Super Metroid version? Or do you think her Zero Suit is just the bikini from the original Metroid?
I'm a fan of the Mario iteration.
I like the Super Metroid one myself.
It helps that was the first one I saw, so...
I think the Super Metroid version is the perfect sort of halfway point between the two, because it's enough to not really be skimpy, but it looks really good on her. I'll put it that way. Like, on anyone else, it would just be fine, but on Samus, she pulls that off that outfit extremely well. What do I need this next key for? Okay, I think I've exhausted all my options. Wait, I remember now. It's much easier to catch this anti-fairy in between these blocks. See if I can do... I had multiple opportunities before, but let's do it. Remember that there's a delay. Fnu? Got him! Woo-ha! Welcome to the zoo, everybody. Here is our prime exhibit. The perpetually jittering anti-fairy. I love that glitch.
I think you could do that in Links into the Past too, if I correctly.
I wonder if that's going to be in the remake too, or if they've acknowledged that that's a thing players can do, And if there's something special now, like you can crush it or something. It's one of the it's one of the only ways you can actually defeat an anti-fairy.
I will sort of admit this though. I'm kind of not a fan of the art style they're going with the remake.
The whole claymation type thing?
I don't know, just something looks off about it to me.
It looks fine, I think. Characters are nice and cute.
Yeah, but the design kind of reminds me of like those old Playmobil figures for some reason.
I like it because I think it matches the whimsical nature of the game. Oh, finally. Up! I almost walked into a pit twice. Come see the amazing death-defying Hylian. Limited time only, one night, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the one thing they don't tell you, is you get a speed boost too.
Yes, there is a movement speed boost associated with this on top of the attack boost.
Oh hey, dark matter.
Huh?
The thing in the corner.
I had no idea this thing had a name.
No, I call it that because it's what it looks like.
I had no idea.
For all I know, it could be a reference, but I doubt it.
Maybe not. I just always called it a magnet. Because that's just what it does. It sucks things towards it.
Black hole's probably a better interpretation, but okay.
Right. Get out of here. No! Skedaddle!
No goody booze.
Just have to knock them off the screen. One way or another, they're out of existence.
I will be right back. My phone is going off.
Okay. Be right back, man. What'd you say? I find a lot of people, there was some moment in a Zelda game that just set them off for some reason. A lot of people have horror stories about this series, whether they were bothered by the Wall Masters. I mentioned earlier, my personal story was the Shadow Temple. The Shadow Temple bugged me just because I thought it was too scary as a kid. I didn't like the idea of being stuck down there with no magic, but the other one the reason the Spirit Temple bugged me is because, well, if I can't handle the Shadow Temple, I'm not going to be ready for it. I psyched myself out as a kid. It's like, if I can't handle that, what are the odds, you know? Oh, did Discord update? I noticed it was loading something on my end just a second ago. There was a little progress bar. Do you have the desktop app, or do you do it through the website? Out of curiosity. You know what the best part about getting the power bracelet is? You don't have to deal with those stupid little text boxes anymore that tell you, oh, boy, this looks heavy.
Oh no, you still have to deal with them.
Oh, right, when you don't have it equipped.
I really hope they fix that in the frickin' remake. I hated that in the original.
See if I can angle this correctly.
And from what I've seen so far, I don't think they did.
Hole in one!
Because don't worry, I love this and the Oracle games, but one thing I I really don't like about them is their inventory systems.
How you only have 2 items at a time? See,
well,
I like that because it gives you options. Like,
it's more a problem here because the fact being that the power bracelet's an item here rather than just something that you have automatically.
Oh, a passive thing. I see what you're saying.
Luckily they fixed that in the Oracle games, thank goodness.
So you know why these enemies are called Pols voices, right?
I know in the original you had to use the microphone on the Famicom to kill them.
Yes. There was... Famicom had a weird little feature where there was a microphone on the controller. And by speaking into it, or making... that's why the hint exists that Pols voice hates loud noise. That was supposed to... That is something that got completely lost in translation. That is something that American players would not get. Because there's no way to... There's no possible way to speak into your Nintendo, right?
I think that's why later games just straight up made it so, like, certain things would kill them that did that. Like, I think one of them had where the flu could kill them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can actually get an ocarina in this game, and if you play it, the Pole's voice will explode. Like if you had a piece of power.
So basically a reference to that.
Yeah, exactly. A way to bring it back. I just discovered that randomly while playing the game one day. I accidentally chose the wrong item because I wasn't paying attention. And just boom. It's like, alright, I don't get it. That makes no sense to my, what was it, like, maybe 10-year-old brain? But... I believe...
Oh boy. Yeah,
No,
I'm glad I'm like
that's
door
not the
shit
right
right
order.
now.
Let's see. There's a particular order you have to kill all the enemies in that room in. I think it's Bat first, and then it's that guy, and then we have to defeat the Pole's voice.
Actually, I think the Pole's voice is second.
Really? No, well, okay, then it's not the Bat first. I have to defeat this guy, then the Pole's voice, and then the Bat.
I mean, there's only so many combinations. We'll get it right eventually.
We'll brute force our way through this puzzle without having to consult the stone slab. Or maybe I'll have to anyway at this rate. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you might
bored.
need
I'll go actually play the game. Maybe that's why they made it so easy to find in this area.
Also, hey there's Smash character.
Little note, if you defeat the Goomba by stepping on them, you will always get a heart.
Which comes in handy in a lot of instances.
Piranha plants work the same way in this game that they do in the Mario games. They will not pop out of the pipe if you're close enough to it. First defeat the imprisoned... Oh, Pole's voice first, and then the Stalfos is last. Okay, so we had it completely backwards.
To be fair, like I said, it is an old game, so forgetting stuff is kind of easy.
Right, that's why that room was kind of a pain, I remember now. Because you had to... I remembered there being some kind of hurdle about freeing the Pole's voice. There was some reason that was difficult, and now I remember it's because you had to leave the room alone. It had to be full of enemies in order to do that, so there were a couple obstacles you had to dance around, and if the thing gets out of its cage way too early, it's still an issue. Oh, thank goodness. Power. Give me more power. What happens, do you think, if Link was ever given the ability to grab 2 pieces of power? Would he just end up like DDD in Kirby Star Allies?
Link just explodes.
He just becomes that perpetually screaming Link that you find in VR chat sometimes.
Oh god, no! We're okay with that, it's for the G's, and I hate them at the same time.
Is that everything in this dungeon? I feel like it is.
Yeah, the dungeon, like, aside from one, most of the dungeons aren't too long.
It looks like there are 2 rooms there that I'm just not seeing yet. I know one of them is the boss room, and the other one is the... What is that, then? I am very curious, and I would like to know.
Ah, get off, you stupid red slime. Sorry.
Inquiring minds are curious about what you'd like to be doing here today. What secrets do you hold, Great Dungeon? Oh, mystical tank of the Link, impart your wisdom upon all of us, so that we may benefit from it. Just because your opponent's army is painted better than your own, doesn't mean you can't be proud of the work you've done. Sorry, that's an old Warhammer joke.
Yeah, maybe that one flew me, because I'm not a Warhammer person.
Alright, I remember now. That's why they give you all the keys. Nice, I have enough to grab the shovel now. Which is going to be useful, because this is about the part of the game where that item starts becoming relevant. Especially for, like, you need the shovel both to engage in the Chapter 3 the main quest of Chapter 3, if you will. But you also need it for seashell hunting, if I recall correctly. Oh, good. A compass.
Though, if I recall correctly, you do have to watch the seashell count, because you can actually miss treasures from that.
Oh, right. If you, pass certain thresholds, they will just give you some seashells for free at the house, if you're paying attention.
So, if I recall, it's 5, then 10 are the 2 you gotta watch out for.
I think it's every 5, yes. I think it's every 5 they give you another reward. Which will make the full hunt for the items a lot easier, which is great, because the sooner you get the ultimate reward from the seashell house, the better.
Oh, yeah.
You want that thing as soon as possible.
I think, though, the earliest you can get this Dungeon 4, but don't quote me on that.
The world kind of opens up after Bottle Grotto. After we're done here, the entire world, like, most of the world is going to be open to us. We can travel to so many places after this. Are you planning on stealing the bow or getting it honestly? I'm going to get it honestly.
Yeah, we were not getting zapped by the old man.
You have to get it. That's the thing, Blue. One of the forms of the final boss is impossible without the bow. You flat out cannot defeat it if you don't have that item. Which is, kinda sucks, because there's no way you'd know going into that fight. I think I had that problem as a kid. I just had no clue about how to beat that boss, and I was just stuck there using every item I had, and none of them were working.
I think we're about to see a repeat on my end, Fnu.
The funny thing about, the trade quest in this game is it's also technically necessary.
At least up to a certain point.
Well, yeah, if you know what the secret is that the final item reveals to you, then you don't have to go through the whole trade quest. But if you don't, then you absolutely do need to go through that. You think that's another thing they're gonna fix in the remake? And just be like, they change up the combination in every single game that so that you have to go through that? Or are they gonna leave that as is?
Who knows?
Same as in Seasons. Yeah, and that's the perfect way of going about it, too. The Seasons approach is the best approach. Like, if you know that that's there, you can just go do it. You don't... That's a way to reward people who have played the game before, and it's so smart.
Well, screw it. I'm using save states for this one.
Although I never understood the whole temperature rises thing, because most people, like, I never made that connection. It's like, okay, so what is warmer, spring or fall? Because both of them are kind of in the middle of other seasons. They're sort of the halfway point between hot and cold, so it's like, I don't understand you. What are you trying to tell me, game? Is this what it felt like playing all those arbitrary puzzles way back when? In adventure titles?
I will say, though, the game is kind of broken if you do a linked game.
What, Oracle?
Yeah, because you get some really broken stuff from that.
Oh, yeah, you get some really great items, I find.
In some cases, how you get certain things you wouldn't normally get, like the final sword.
Remember, the one that always got me was the attack and defense rings, the level 3 versions. Even though for the level 3 attack ring, you had to go through that entire stupid dungeon.
It's worth it, though, considering how much of a boost you get.
Oh, yeah, but that is flat out one of the hardest things you will ever do in a Zelda game, I guarantee you. You think the Cave of Ordeals was a pain?
I never had trouble with the Cave Ordeal.
Or what is it in Twilight Princess? That little cave with all of the enemy fights in the similarly shaped rooms.
I will give the remake one thing, though. Hopefully it makes saving a lot easier.
Oh, instead of having to press all of the buttons.
I hate that. It's awkward, especially on modern things like the 3DS.
Got him. Stupid genie. You ain't never had a friend like me. You ain't never had a foe like me. I guess that's the logic they were working off, Blue. Like, it's closer to winter. No, it's not even. Because spring and autumn are the same distance from each other. So even my own twisted logic isn't quite working. Prairie, prairie, the prairie is waiting.
Time for the weirdly named Prairie.
The game just gives it to me again. Nice. You know what's another thing I love about the Piece of Power? The fact that everything you do is faster. You lift up items much faster, too. Because, you know, you're just so swole.
God, I love having Bow Wow with me. They just eat whatever it wants.
Unlimited power. There we go.
Oh, I wonder if this Easter egg's in here.
Hey, Tracy.
There's actually something we...
Hi
There's
there,
something we
big
could do.
guy. I'm Crazy Tracy. I've got a little secret for sale that'll pump you up. How about it? 42 rupees for my little secret.
Could swear it was more expensive than that.
Well, it varies. That's the funny thing about Tracy's potion. Is that she will... the price, I think, can fluctuate anywhere between 40 and 60 rupees.
I think I've seen it go to 200 at one point.
Alright, come here and I'll rub it on you.
Oh, goody.
There. I've applied my own secret medicine. It will take effect when you lose all heart. Drop by again, big guy. What is it with Link just, like, he's low-key got every woman in every game he's in falling all over him.
I still think the funniest of those is Majora's Mask.
What are you referring to?
The Easter egg with, I think it was, frick, what was the...
Oh, right. No, the person in charge of the farm. Where if you've already got the mask, she just rewards you in a different way.
She rewards you with a hug, but the problem is how short Link is.
Exactly.
I think they actually changed that in the remake very quickly, because I think even they caught on, like, this is a little...
Is this pushing things? Hey, Miyamoto, is this pushing things? Yes.
Before we take Bow Wow back, there's actually an Easter egg I think we can get in this version, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
You remember where the monkey is?
Oh, right, the monkey and the dog fight, because that's a thing in Japan. Like, that is legitimately... Oh, right! He'll actually warn you. Bow Wow will tell you if you're in a dig spot. If he goes over
I
a
forgot about
spot
that.
where a seashell is, he will tell you to dig there.
That's another reason to keep him around for a little longer.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we do have to return him eventually.
Yeah, because we can never get past the bridge where the monkey is if we don't get rid of Bow Wow. Because they'll just fight with each other instead of actually progressing the plot.
I still think one of the funnier things is that they actually made him into a weapon in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, that's, you know how in America, or in the Western countries in general, the saying is fighting like cats and dogs? In Japan, it's fighting like cats and monkeys.
Dogs and monkeys, but...
Dogs and monkeys, sorry. That's actually why Andross is a monkey and General Pepper is a dog in Star Fox.
I actually didn't know that.
There are a lot of references to Japanese culture in a ton of video games in places you really wouldn't expect. It's actually why I thought channels like Gaijin Goomba were so interesting way back when. Because I was legitimately learning things. And then the whole game theory thing kind of just went off the rails. Game theory! Is Bowser living in a broken home?
Yeah, it'd be funny as hell if he attacked the Cuckoo.
How about some fishing, little buddy? I'll
Oh,
only
no.
charge you 10 rupees. Sure. Okay, here's how you do it. Use left and right on the blah blah to aim a cast. Once you hook a fish, press the button rapidly to reel him in. Okay, I can actually mash faster with my right hand, so...
Well, we know which one we gotta get, because it's kind of a little obvious.
Ah, I was trying to avoid getting the little runt in the back.
I think you really can't avoid getting...
There is a way to time it. I've done it before where I can avoid the runt. But the one right beneath the dock there, you have to catch all of the other 3, I think. Either that or you have to be really patient. Because the other way to do it is to just send the lure all the way out to the edge, and then just slowly, like, inch it a little bit off the ground, and then let it sink back down again, and then a little bit off the ground. Nice fish.
I keep getting phone calls tonight.
I'll give you a 20 rupee prize. Try again? Sure. How do I skip this guy's text? I don't think there's a way. I'd have to figure out what my select button is on this. Because here's the method to avoid all of the runs. And you'll notice how slowly it's moving here, right?
I'm sorry, I keep getting phone calls tonight.
It's alright. I mean, if tonight's a busy night, you could just hop out and, like, take care of business.
Oh, I'm fine. It's just... It's my parents. If I don't answer, they will flip their shit.
So, yeah, look at this. It just, at a certain point, because the bobber is moving relative to Link's position, so it will move up and only left or right a certain amount. So now, it's just barely going, dude. This is what I meant when I said you had to be really patient if you wanted to avoid all of the small fry. Because I went through all that trouble, and look, all it took was me being a little bit lazy, and I still caught the little one. I don't think I've ever let a fish fully get away from me before. Like, I haven't... Alright. Yeah, let's just skip all the dialogue there. Because we've heard this explanation a couple times, and I have no idea why they don't let you just go past it.
I think the only time I've ever let a fish escape is just, like, on the near edge, where it's kind of impossible to get.
I've never had trouble with that one. Alright. You little jerk. Hey, aggro onto it already. It's right there in front of your face, dude. It's right there! I can't catch it, and I'm trying as hard as I can. And the whole reason you want to catch that guy is he has a piece of heart on him, too. I think that's our 3rd one. Try again? Yes, actually. This pond's all fished out. Why not try your luck in the sea? Okay. Did I say that? Forget it, okay. Forget it, okay? Run along now. That's actually a hint for something later. That never clicked in my mind as a kid, but he's actually foreshadowing something. That is a hint for a puzzle much later on. Also, I'm gonna take a small detour here. I just love to sing. What can I say? What do you like to do, Link? Oh, you know, the usual. I love how when she starts to sing, the fox just bounces there, completely and totally enthralled by the song. Hang on, I want to experiment with something.
I do wonder how they're going to handle that in the Switch version. Is it still going to be the same beeping?
It seems to be totally absorbed in Marin's song. Well, what if, you know those trailers that have been out? You know those commercials that have aired in Japan and here in America, where the song has actual lyrics to it?
That's
no, screw it. I'm actually going to play that here for you guys.
Reminds me of the Earthbound theme having actual lyrics.
Hang on a second. Ballad of the Wind Fish commercial. Alright, now listen to this.
夢よどうか覚めないで君は願うけれど
Oh, that gives me goosebumps just listening to it. I love that.
I'm gonna guess that's a similar feeling to how I am with the 8 Melodies theme from Earthbound then.
That better play during either the credits, or it better be what you hear when Marin's singing in the game. Cause, man, I need a clean rip of that song. There is an English version now, not just the Japanese one. Unfortunately, I heard the Japanese version first, so I'm more partial toward it.
Hey, we can go in here, too.
Yes, technically we could. Hold up. Maybe I have what I need to do this. There is actually a way I remember as a kid to be able to pull this off without the item that you're supposed to have.
Wait a minute. I just realized something.
What? What's up?
Considering the fact that we, know, if you know what's going on with this island, what sense does this make that with what's going on?
A dream within a dream?
Yeah.
Do I need to just play the Inception sound effect for you?
I'd rather you not. God, that joke was so overused back in the day.
I mean, it was a popular movie. People really liked it. It's not a bad film.
I still find funny South Park got away with doing a joke on that based literally on just the frickin' trailer.
There we go. I did it. Alright, you can only grab the rupees without the boots, because they specifically lock the item you need behind that crystal. So you can grab the money without the Pegasus boots, but you can't actually grab the ocarina itself.
Sorry, I can't think of Crystal, I think of Final Fantasy now. Shit.
What? Huh?
What's
going on?
A lot of the early Final Fantasy games dealt with crystals.
Oh, right. What brought up crystals to be? Oh, me. Sorry. That's the whole streamer thing of, like, in one ear and out the other. You're not even paying attention to your own commentary most of the time.
Makes things funny.
It's like, because people will bring up lines in a video that came out years ago on YouTube.
Years ago.
Like, fuck, what did I say there?
Yeah, I wonder how certain YouTubers feel about that.
Deluxe shovel, 200 rupees.
Oh, don't worry about how expensive it is. Thanks a lot, and come again. I'll pick up some bombs while I'm at it here. I think I can carry up to 20 of them, if I recall correctly.
Bow wow, don't eat the shopkeeper.
I actually need to go back to the first dungeon, don't I? Because there's a cracked wall in there I didn't open up.
I think it's just a seashell, but it's still useful.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to be useful. Because now we're working up our way to 999.
We should probably check our count now that I think about it.
What count?
The seashell count.
Yeah, I'm at 2. I haven't, there aren't many that you can grab really early on. Like I said, the world just opens up to you at this point, so... what I love about this, and I wish I had realized this just a second sooner, but you know how you have to go all the way around, like, and deal with all of these Octoroks over here? When you get out of Tail Cave for the first time, you can just jump. It gives you a shortcut, like, immediately on the overworld, they teach you, like, yeah, this is a great way to get from place to place. Now, where was that cracked wall? I believe it's over to the left? It's not a big deal, like, I just have to fight some bats for a little bit and we'll be right there.
There is one trend I will admit, though, with some of the re-releases they did on the 3DS. It always hurts when you find out, oh, there's no way to 100% this game that you bought on the 3DS port.
Huh? Wait, what's going on with that?
There's at least 2 games I can think of where you literally can't 100% them on the 3DS.
Why?
Because they required stuff you can no longer do on that version.
Oh, like the Game Boy printer stuff.
For example, in the case of Shantae, there was a whole transformation locked off behind that.
Right, I remember this. The Advanced Shop, because Oracle of Ages and Seasons did the same thing.
Which means you can't get all the rings.
Right, because the Advanced Ring can only be bought in there. The Advanced Ring does nothing. It's just, I might as well have it so I can complete my collection, you know? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. God, that's weird. Why didn't they just have that in there? Because
all
it
the
is a more
algorithm-
advanced system. Is it
To be
just
fair,
because they are directly emulating the Game Boy Color for those games?
Basically.
Why not use the GBA version? It's
I
more
think they did
powerful
fix
and
out
it
a
has
few of
more
the later ports.
functionality.
I do think they fixed out a few of the later ports from what I've seen, though.
Where am I headed next? Right. I need to go dig up that seashell that we found earlier.
I will say, when it comes to those rings, though, like, the algorithms involving a lot of that stuff is bizarre to look at.
What?
Like, for example, like the algorithm for the
you
random
mean
ones.
like the random number generator that dictates,
What
what
you
types
get.
of rings you can get and when.
Yeah.
I just plant a gacha seed in every single plot I can find and hope for the best.
There's really only, like, I think 2 that are actually good to get anything from. I know one's in the graveyard. I forget where the other one is. Because it doesn't help when some of those rings are actually really useful, like the maple ring.
What is the oh, right. Because the maple ring helps you encounter her more often. And just in case you need that one heart piece still, or you want to get another instant revive potion in that game.
Now that I remember, I think we could finally get a new heart container. Because I think there's a heart piece we can go back and get now.
There are a lot of things you can get with every new item you find. Like more rupees. Very nice. Only 829 to go, right?
Link comes out of Koa line with what he thinks is a maxed wallet, and he looks at it when it disappears. Oh god, it's empty.
Yeah, that's somebody actually brought up that joke on Twitter not too long ago. Granted, it was related to Metroid. It's like, in this game, it makes sense that Link would not have all of the items from this game in the next one, because all of them were
they don't exist.
Well, yeah, there's, like, it makes sense. I'm not gonna say it out loud, just in case some people in the audience don't know about this game yet.
Considering how old this game is, I think spoilers aren't that
it's
far.
still a really cool twist, and I have so much love for the game as is. Like, I kind of don't... I don't want to assume. I have assumed far too much and ruined too many things for other people lately.
True.
Like,
I
have a
apologize.
really bad habit of that, so I just don't assume anything anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize for that. Then, like, I didn't even think that through.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it, man. Like, it's just a personal policy. But yeah, back to the Metroid joke. And somebody said, it was like a broke versus woke, I think is the joke they were going for. Broke was, why doesn't... It's so inconvenient that Samus loses her powers in between every single game. If she were smart, she'd hold on to them. And woke was, dude, the one time she did hold on to her powers, her suit came to life and tried to kill her. I'd like my buddies, like Hidden in the Truth, my roommate's explanation a little better. The fact that she's a bounty hunter, as she's on a contract to go do these missions. So, basically any items she finds over the course of the journey
belong to them.
Are the property of the people that hired her. It's
Screw
just
the Federation, in other words. I mean, we already know the Federation are dickheads, considering later games.
Oh, we're down to just one Metroid? Let's clone them and make 1,000 again. This is a plan without flaw or possibility.
I mean, to be fair, destroying the Metroids in the first place was a bad idea. As we found out. Oh, hey, random mushroom. Wonder what that would do to Mario if he ate it.
He'd just get a Tanuki suit. Oh my god, this game predicted the Tanuki suit.
I think this game came after, but...
Okay. Because I was like...
I'm gonna look it up to be safe.
One of them is a reference to the other, and I kind of want to know.
I'm gonna look up just to be safe here.
I'm pretty sure the Game Boy came out after the NES. I am
but
fairly certain about that one. Because the Game Boy
Sorry.
was essentially condensing the NES's hardware into a portable form, just without all of the color. Because what's
that
Nintendo's
old
policy? Extended use of withered technology or something? Basically, let's use technology that is not cutting edge, but it's well understood, so that we can sell it for cheaper, and we fully understand how to get the most out of it. We won't, it'll be easy to develop for because we already understand all of the intricacies behind it, which is smart. It led them to being an industry leader for quite a while. Alright, where's this place again?
Okay, yeah, I was right. There's a drastic difference.
Oh? A drastic difference in what?
For the release dates.
Okay.
Mario 3 was October 23rd, 1988.
Okay. I am fairly certain that came out before this game.
Yeah, and Zelda was June 6th, 1993.
1988. That was a year before I was born.
Same here.
That messed me up the other day because I saw a YouTube ad saying that the Mini Genesis was to celebrate the console's 30th birthday, and I was like, dude, the Genesis is as old as me.
Oh god, I didn't even know that. That's the same here. I need to pick one of those up, darn it.
It's like, I didn't even grow up with that console, but I feel kind of a connection to it now.
I'm gonna have to look up how much it costs, because if things don't work out the way I want to do, so I might just pick that up.
The only downside to those like throwback commercials that they're doing right now, because they made a new version of the whole Genesis does.
Oh god, I've been
campaign,
writing that a lot lately.
but it's missing the line. It is missing the line.
What Nintendo don't.
Yeah, it doesn't have that anymore. So it's almost there. It is very close.
Well, to be fair, considering they're a third party, they probably don't want to step on Nintendo's feet.
I know that.
I mean, great, Nintendo would probably take it in stride more than likely, considering they've dealt with it before.
Well, yeah, it's just like a little callback. I don't know, maybe they could just make a little jab about, like, yeah, our game has all of these titles on it compared to some other people's miniature consoles.
Still feels weird that thing is technically rated M, though.
Oh yeah, because of some of the games that are on it.
Yeah, I don't even know what's all on there.
Because a ratings board wasn't really a thing back then. That was before Mortal Kombat.
I think what's funny is I actually looked at the game list a bit for that thing, and there was a surprise I saw on there I didn't expect.
What?
Ever play World of Illusion?
Yeah, starring Mickey Mouse?
I didn't expect to see that on there, because Disney's kind of stingy with licenses.
You never know. Maybe somebody working at Sega was in good with them and it's like, hey,
I mean, it makes me happy.
this
That's a
old
damn
game
good
that we
game.
helped develop for you, you think we could just use that again? It's like, yeah, just pay us like a 5% royalty or something.
Oh, we'll give you Fantasia.
Nobody wants Fantasia.
God, I've seen how bad that is.
I should point out, we're talking about Fantasia the game, not Fantasia the movie. Fantasia the movie's really good. Fantasia the movie is fantastic.
Well, the original movie, anyway.
Yeah, 2000 kind of missed the mark. There's some really cool segments. Like the whole, what is it, the Spirit of Nature bit, or the Spirit of Wind, I think it is?
Spirit of Nature, but...
Yeah. That part's awesome.
Of course, nowadays you got the people that are complaining about Fantasia because of certain things.
Huh? Oh, different times, I guess?
Basically.
All of the religious imagery?
More like they're complaining about the segment involving the satyrs. Sorry, centaurs. Blech.
No, you are correct. The goat hoofed things that are.
Well, no, I'm bringing it up because the fact being one of them in the original short was black.
I don't remember that.
That's because they took that scene out in later versions. So yeah, me and you wouldn't have seen that, but in the original version there was one that was pretty much. There's a reason it was taken out. It's easy to put it. Ah!
You have insulted my honor, good sir. Good day to you.
Oh shit! Roast chicken. Oh god, I hope to god we can't do that to the fox too. That'd be terrible.
No, you can't actually attack the fox. You won't
And he'll attack back.
Yeah, he'll hit back, is the thing. But here's the funny thing. If you hold up your shield, it blocks the hit.
Uh-oh. Holy shit!
I don't think
I
you
get to
can
try
kill
again.
I don't think you can kill the fox with powder though. No, you
I hope
can.
to God.
You definitely can.
Oh no, you sick monster! You asshole! I'm kidding! Well, the shirt's appropriate now.
Man, this game really was ahead of its time. Chalk that up to another first Link's Awakening did. Way before Breath of the Wild, this game let you kill foxes.
Oh god, I'm getting Shantae flashbacks. Oh god.
Oh
I
man.
think they actually slayed me for a second there.
Somebody get can you pet the dog on this?
God, you better hope that there's a show day where you will be in trouble, dude.
You cannot pet the dog in the Link's Awakening remake.
Oh god. Something tells me they'll take that out of the remake, though.
Maybe. I mean, it's tomorrow, so we'll find out. I'm gonna test everything. I'm gonna test every single funny little thing from the original game, including that. That is the real question. That is the one factor separating whether or not it's a 5-star game or not. Can you set foxes on fire?
I gotta wonder, what the hell's in that powder? It's just mushroom powder and it's able to light shit on fire.
It's good stuff, man.
God, you do that and I immediately think of Cactus Gunman. I don't know why.
Cactus Gunman? I don't remember that.
Gregory Horror Show, but...
Oh, yeah, that's not one of mine. Like, I know of it, I don't really... Like, the only character I really remember at all is the sadistic nurse.
Everyone remembers her because that giant needle. Well, that and the fact she's pretty much... How the hell did you get away with this in a kid's show? There's a lot of shit. I'm wondering how the hell they got away with that.
Dude, go look up the TV tropes page of getting shit past the radar. There are my favorite example to this very day, and I've brought this up in streams before. You may or may not have heard this one. So have you ever heard of a show called Metabots?
Yes, I've watched it.
So in Japan, the cultural context for Metabee really liking watermelon is the fact that he has the beetle medal. And in Japan...
And Beatles love that stuff.
Yeah, in Japan, beetles love watermelon. It's sort of like, it's a cultural thing. It's like dogs liking bones or cats liking fish, that kind of thing.
Oh god, I think I know where this joke's going.
The problem is, in America, Metabee's voice actor is black.
I actually didn't know that.
Oops.
Hey, that's racist! I'm terrible doing that voice. God, I loved that show when I was younger. I used to collect the toys for it too.
Yeah. I liked the show. I missed out on the toys and everything, though.
I think one of my favorite ones I used to own for that was, it was essentially a model kit, but the skeleton for it was pretty much fully metal. So it was shaped like the little metal skeletons you saw on the show.
We had my dad had a friend that he met through business. I forget his name, but I remember his daughter, Sayaka, her name was. Her first name. Not her family name, her first name. It's, she actually, I think she might be part of the reason I became an otaku. Is because she introduced me to Zoid's toys. She actually gave me one of the really intricate model kits from way back in the day. I had a white Liger. And that's actually why in things like usernames and whatnot on random websites, I still use Koenig Wolf as my go-to de facto username before I had Whatthefnu, is because one of the toys I got was the Koenig Wolf.
My first one was the Command Wolf. But that was more just me really liking the show, and that was one of my favorite mechs from the show, so...
What? Alright, Mutt, let's battle!
I love this.
If I let this fight go on long enough, will Bow Wow eventually win?
I actually don't know. Oh, there's something funny about this to me.
I wonder if the monkey can hurt me. No, he can't. Yeah, he just runs away after a while. Bow Wow just chases him off.
Apparently it's Jesus, too, because he just walked over water.
He's just that tired of Bow Wow's nonsense.
I gotta wonder what psychopath would keep a freaking chain chomp as a pet, though. Seriously. Oh, wait, I actually know.
The same kind that keeps skeletons in that same Bow Wow's pen.
I just realized I forgot about the dang Brule leader has one.
Alright, here we go. That is... yeah, that's 5. Gimme.
God, that's what I love about stuff like this. There's just so much you can have fun with.
Boom. Now I have 6 secret seashells.
This is admittedly one thing I do like about this, is you don't have to get all of them.
You don't have to. Well, yeah, there's more than 20. 20 is what you need for the ultimate reward, but there is far more than that in the entire game. Probably to account for the fact that you can miss those rewards if you're not paying attention from the Seashell House. Garogun? Oh, you're talking about the, okay. Sorry, I lost you there for a second, Blue. I get it now, though.
I mean, it does sound like a pun the Japanese version would come up with.
When I was a kid, that was the era where I was really striving. I was looking for anything in any video game or show or anime at all where the female character played more of a prominent role, because I just liked to see those kinds of characters. I was hoping against hope that entire show that eventually the girl of the group would, you know, she'd go off on her own adventures, and I don't think it ever happened.
I mean, she was more of a reporter in that show than anything else, so.
Yeah.
Then you had the, oh god, the Phantom Renegade.
One thing that actually got me, oh, by the way, a little bit more foreshadowing for later here. So, little bit of trivia about this character. This is way far in the future, because I don't know if we're going to get to it tonight, but the trade quest will eventually lead to us getting a pearl necklace. She refuses, it's like she's just kind of hanging around there looking for it, is the explanation we get in America. In the Japanese version of the game, you end up getting a hold of a seashell bra.
Oh god, she's topless.
Which is the reason for that sprite. She won't come up from under the water because she doesn't have all of her clothes to work with right now.
And then Link goes under the water. Terrible.
The fact that you can dive right next to her like that, yeah, does add a little,
They should have made a reaction to that.
There is a piece of art I saw once that actually explores that. The mermaid is not happy in that picture, as you can imagine.
I'm terrible, I swear.
No, the internet thought of it first. The other funny thing is you actually get a mermaid costume eventually in this game.
No, that's Oracle of Ages.
Oh, right. Mermaid Link is a totally different thing.
I hate that frickin' power-up.
Why? It's cool.
Because it's a pain in the ass to control.
But it gives you way more capabilities underwater, which is exactly what you needed.
The constant double tapping, though, can get really tiring.
You know, it's been a while since... No, I'm not going to hop into the phone booth because I just got my piece of power.
Trying to think, like, what else can I remember? I used to watch a lot of weird shows as a kid. Like, one I can immediately bring up was on a similar... I think it was on the same block, was Flint the Time Detective.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Basically, Caveman goes around looking for cute little Pokemon-like creatures throughout time.
Huh.
And his dad's a frickin' stone hammer.
Alright, then.
Like I said, there used...
Just stretching out my fingers here. This might be a good time for me to sit back and take a snack. Because I've been at this for almost 2 hours now. Remember to stay hydrated.
I wonder how fast this game's been beaten before.
Oh, the speed runs for this probably look ridiculous in all the categories.
I'll have to look it up at some point.
You're looking for a really good snack you're not going to feel guilty about later. That's also kind of cheap. Highly recommend string cheese. It's got a bunch of protein in it too if you're trying to build up muscle. And no sugar. I don't mean to brag or anything, I just legitimately enjoy it.
There was a reason I was saying I was terrible earlier, though.
Well, now that I've got a free moment, I can actually read the novel that was dropped in the chat here.
Because since this is Link to the Past link, doesn't that technically make him a kid still?
Yeah, actually. You can see that, or maybe closer to like early teenager, something like that.
I guess. I mean, he always was a bit older in that one. Especially if you read the manga version. Actually, come to think, I think this is the only game in the series I can think of besides Breath of the Wild that does not have a manga adaptation.
The thing is, Blue, I'm a very visual person. So unless I have a picture to work with, it's hard to give you my idea.
Same here.
I'm a very jaded artist is the thing. So it's just like, concepts don't really excite me that much anymore. Because anybody can come up with a concept, but actually making something out of it, that's where it starts to get impressive for me again. I'm sorry to be like that. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, I just need more.
Oh god, I just remembered the frickin' bad guy gang from that series. That's another thing of how the hell did you get away with that?
What, you mean like the skin-tight bodysuits?
Yeah, like
Well,
they're
it's
literally
not like they were
like,
showing anything. It's not like her nips were showing through the outfit.
yeah, but you gotta wonder, like, why would you wear this?
I don't know. It makes them stand out.
Oh god, imagine if frickin' Yatterman got brought over here back then.
Yatterman. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Durango.
Durango, yes! God, I love Tatsunoko. I still need to finish watching the remake they did a couple years back.
The one they never could have brought over, I know for a fact, is Ipatsman. Because if you've ever seen the intro to that show, like the female lead character, I think gets naked in the intro of every single episode.
Oh joy.
She covers herself up very quickly, but still.
He admittedly was one of the more boring ones to me in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Oh, I got a baseball bat, I can fire baseballs at people, and I got a giant mech. Yeah, so what?
I have a giant robot. That's basically his character.
I will admittedly get after Tatsunoko vs. Capcom for making me watch a series I kind of regret.
What?
Did you ever hear about that remake they did of Cashern?
Oh, wait, did this air on Toonami?
Yes. Ugh.
I had a little trouble following that first episode, and I was like, this is visually interesting, but I'm not really invested at all.
The only reason I had a problem with it is just, it's one of those series that gets so bleak and depressing. It's just, why am I watching this?
Yeah, that's the general feeling I got. It was like, it was the new Cashern, it was Dead Man Wonderland. What else was part of the Toonami comeback? Because I just walked away from that first night being like, everything is depressing.
I mean, there was Samurai 7 later. But I think the only two new shows they had initially were Dead Man Wonderland and Cashern Sins.
I really appreciate what you did for my precious Bow Wow. You're such a nice boy. How can I ever repay you? I know.
Blah!
You got a reward for Madame Meow Meow. Lucky.
But you don't want it.
Lake seemed to like it pretty much.
Oh god, he just mentioned Tekken
I mean,
and
you
Blade.
can't really tell much from the sprite. Like, she looks a little more thick set, but who knows? We'll see in the remake, like, just how beautiful she really is.
So they tell
soft in places can still be beautiful, as long as it's not overwhelming, you know?
I think we're probably gonna get a similar treatment to the same woman in Link Between Worlds.
Where do do I go now that Bow Wow's been dropped off? I need to get into the castle, No, wait. Okay, so what I need to do, I have the bananas, which means I need to...
We can go across the
I need
bridge.
to talk to the monkey. The monkey will give me the stick. Yeah.
We poke the stick to get... We take the stick to Talon.
Don't. Not yet. We can't do that yet. We actually have to complete the 3rd dungeon before he'll show up there.
Oh, yeah. I think we're on the point, though, where this game references what it's sort of based on.
It's, although I will say something, like, because we've already talked about it now, when that whole sequence happens, I love how he also holds it above his head, and the da-na-na-na sound effect plays. Is that just like a cultural thing in Link's universe? Like, people just do that as a general, like, yata kind of thing.
What I find even funnier is that he technically shows up in Smash.
What?
Actually, I don't even know if you know this. Shoot. I forgot the character's name. That's the problem.
Talon.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Malon? Wait, describe them to me.
This is me trying to explain it's this castle segment, actually.
Okay. Oh, no, you're thinking of Prince Richard.
Yes.
Yes, how, he's based off of a character from a Japanese-only platformer. Or was it an RPG? I can't remember now.
It was based on a Zelda clone. It's actually what inspired
Give to Kiki.
Yes. And the monkey also does it, I forgot about that.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, Kiki. Monkeys, come, repair him, Kiki.
And then Link just gets trampled by a stampede of monkeys.
Oh, I'm sorry, where were all of you guys when your buddy was getting bit to death by a dog?
Oh, these are all my clones.
Monkey business done. Bye-bye. Monkey business.
And they just leave a random Deku stick behind.
I wonder, can I actually pick up the golden leaves without talking to Richard?
You know,
Or do they not spawn yet?
I don't think they spawn yet, if I remember correctly.
We'll find out here in a moment.
I mean, it's sequence breaking if we can do it, but it's helpful.
You know, it's because of this game that I never got used to the portable titles that make you press B to use the sword. Because this was my first Zelda game, so they default to put it... the Oracle games default to putting your sword on B, and I'd immediately swap it back over to A because that felt better.
I can never do it with A. I immediately switch at the first chance I get.
Yep, you can't actually get the golden leaves.
Well, I'll be damned.
I knew my fingers wouldn't lead me astray.
But if I remember correctly, the game was called For the Frog the Bell Tolls or something like that?
Yes, For the Frog Bell Tolls.
Where basically the idea is he's constantly getting cursed to different animals. And
the main ones being the frog, the snake. I think those are the two, is the frog and the snake.
Well, there's too much known anyway. I don't know if there's any more than that. So...
For whom the frog bell tolls. That's the name of the game.
Also, Blueberry of Tekken and Blay in the chat. All I know for that is screaming. To the point where the voice actor literally broke mics with his voice.
Master Exploder.
That's actually not a joke. He to do the whole Tekka scream, he literally destroyed mics with it.
Nice. That's something to put on your resume. My voice is so powerful I will literally explode your hardware. So you need somebody to play Mr. Torg if you've pissed off all of your working voice actors and you need a whole new crew. Got you covered.
What is it?
I wonder... Can you work with me? I wonder. Oh!
That was... Funny if that was actually my main in that game. Well,
not what I expected to happen, but hey, I'm glad I figured that out. The
Behold.
powder is the deadliest weapon in this entire game. Even the mighty cuckoo falls before it.
I'm starting to wonder what the hell that powder's made besides mushrooms.
Magic. It's magic.
For magic, I just get the image of you sprinkle all the cuckoo, so it becomes a super cuckoo.
You know what the funny thing is? There actually is a version of the one of the forms of the final boss is actually weak to the powder. I think you hit him with it like 3 times, and he ends up it ends up being way faster than using the sword.
I think if I remember correctly, we use it on one of these 2 marks down here too. We're gonna do something with them.
Yeah, you have to. I believe only one of them has a golden leaf. You don't have to fight the other. I'm gonna do it anyway, just because I'm feeling brave because of my piece of power.
And then you gotta wonder, why the hell is that dude in the wall?
Oh, you know, just waiting for some dumb adventurer to come by and blow it up just so they see what happens.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
It's like in the Oracle games. It's like, why in the or Link's Awakening? Why in the world was there a bomb down there? Why was there a guard just randomly hiding in that bush? The world may never know.
I mean, it could be worse. You could live in Kirby and constantly deal with Eldritch Abominations.
What is the worst Nintendo world to live in, you think?
I'd say
That's
Kirby.
a fun little thought experiment.
I'd straight up say Kirby.
Because let's consider them one by one. I guess in Mario's universe, it depends on what kingdom you live in. Sarasa Land, people tend to just leave you alone most of the time.
Sarasa Land's just where they stick all the weirdos.
They had that one incident
Oh, I remember
that
this
one
room.
time, but since then, Daisy's just kind of been doing okay. She makes, like, peace efforts for the other kingdoms by showing up in the sports games and whatever, like, event they're doing. But other than that, like, things are pretty chill there. But if you're living in the Mushroom Kingdom, you're subject to constant terraforming, your leadership is in constant flux, everything's
You're
always
subject to the fact
changing
that
and
your coin-
reworking. What's up?
You're subject to the fact that your money account is literally worthless.
Exactly.
I love that freaking joke.
What do you think is more worthless, Mushroom Kingdom coins or the Russian dollars during the revolution?
Oh, I'd say the coins, considering that actually is true. Because they literally made a joke out of it. In the original Mario and Luigi.
No, I remember about how he bet you 100 coins that you couldn't beat him at that game. And then
Basically,
he pays you in Mushroom Kingdom coins, which are worth only about, 2 Bean coins or something.
So literally by the end of the game, the literal economy is broken.
Gee, I wonder why.
No, it's a million
million
Bean
Mushroom coins.
It was a million Bean coins, which is worth only 100 coins.
No, it was a million Mushroom Kingdom coins, which is worth only 99 Bean coins. It's like, this is the only crisis we faced, which is the problem for the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like, we don't have to deal with giant turtles that are trying to steal kidnap the monarchy at every single flipping turn, so...
No, we just gotta deal with a witch who loves to create body horror.
The one time.
And then turns our prince into a dragon.
Although, I do like the mechanical storytelling there, that the queen was stronger than the prince's monstrous form.
God, I love that game. Even the remake's good.
Where else did I need to go? Yes, the remake also fixes everybody's biggest problem with the final boss of that game, which was the fact that you only start it with 1 HP.
The frickin' time bomb.
Wait a second. Hang on a minute. I only have 4 golden leaves.
We're missing one.
I think I know where it is, because you have to dig for one of them.
Yeah. It's somewhere out here, so...
Or is it back where we came from, is the other question.
I'm pretty sure all of them are in the
It's
castle.
inside the castle walls?
If I remember correctly, all of them are in the castle walls, so...
Okay.
Because that's the whole point, you know, invade the castle, get all my goddamn leaves back.
Yes, get back the proof of my royalty. Because for some reason, these all prove that he is who he is. That he belongs to the whatever amounts to a monarchy on this island, which he doesn't have that very many subjects now that I think about it.
All my subjects are monkeys.
That's where they all came from. They've been busy
That
at
was
their base
terrible. I should have said that.
They've been busy at their base planning the revolution.
That with these bananas, our plans are now complete.
Go,
God.
get the banana cannon.
God dang it, now I'm actually imagining that.
Link's Awakening Remake with new funky mode.
Oh, God. I still love that to become a freaking meme. Oh, God.
Featuring featuring Peridot from the Stephen May Universe series.
God dang it.
I can't claim that joke. That's a Games Repainted joke when they did Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh no.
Games Repainted is amazing, by the way. You should definitely watch their old stuff if you haven't.
Them and Vinny lately, I've been watching a lot of. God, it's corrupt.
Like there's a specific spot I remember. Maybe there's one you get before you end up in the castle. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I'm building up a rupee count here, but at the same time, I've got to trust my instincts on this one.
Like, just somehow digs up a bow up.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It might be under those rocks, actually.
No, I already looked under there. I double-checked them just to be sure a little earlier.
I really want to have to pull up a guide for this, honestly.
No, I'm fine, I got it. I have an idea. Don't worry about me.
All I know is, like, it's all within the vicinity of this area.
No, it's not up there. It really is. I think I know now. Hey, give me your heart.
And that's one thing I'll give it. I don't think you ever need a guide for this game, honestly.
Well, I kinda did when I was a kid. I needed a guide for the opening bit. Past that, I was okay.
I mean, I don't blame you. That opening bit doesn't really explain much.
It's like the only hint you get. Your shield flips enemies, not pushes them, doesn't move them aside, it flips them. Whatever that means. That's useful for, like, one enemy, the, like, spike top guys in the first dungeon. That helps you with them, but not much else. That's the only time that bit of information is relevant.
Link is not Captain America. His shield is not mighty. Okay, I shouldn't even reference that crappy movie. I don't mean the modern one. I mean, like, the old one.
Huh? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
The Captain America TV movie from, like, years ago.
Oh, I don't even know about this. Please
it was basically
clue
done
me
before
in.
Marvel. To explain that one, it was done before Marvel really had a movie studio.
Oh, so this was like the 80s, maybe?
Let me put it this way, it's about as bad as that unreleased Fantastic Four movie. And the actor was baking inside of a spandex suit. If I remember correctly, I want to say it was like Bruce Lee's son who played him.
I'm kind of stumped on this last leaf. Because I know there's exactly 5 of them, but I don't know where to dig. I don't think there's anywhere inside. Wait. Except for... There's only one place I could dig. No, even the arena where we fought the spike ball guy is not made of dirt, so I'm stumped. I've got no clue, dude.
Oh, goody, Shield Hero references. I've actually not even watched that.
The pit, the block, the walls, the arena. What am I missing? I know it's a dig spot, but I've dug up every single dirt tile in the entirety of the castle. Watch it be like it's right outside his house.
Link just puts on the power bracelet and picks up the goddamn castle.
Where is it? He just shakes the thing like he's trying to get a penny out of a piggy bank. I know it's in there somewhere.
See, the only place I could think of is we didn't dig near the rocks. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, but the only reason I didn't dig near the rocks is because it's like there was already one on that screen. Why would you condense them both into that same area?
True.
I'll double check it. This is my last resort.
Worst case scenario, I'll have to pull up a guy, and I really... Ugh.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
It's not that it's more just...
He'll probably tell me.
No, he doesn't. Trust me.
Hey, Crow, you,
Actually, I just remembered. I think the Crow has one. Problem is, I don't remember how to get him... Oh, now I remember how to get him. Grab the rock.
Oh, thank goodness it threw that towards me. At last, you've got the final golden leaf. Even the game is relieved after all the time I spent futzing about the castle grounds.
To be fair, that was my own fault. I completely forgot about the Crow.
Why did I even pick up the shovel then? Other to get like that one hidden seashell.
The seashell's
200 rupees well spent, eh?
It's still good.
I'm sure I'll need it for something eventually. And like I just said, the faster we can get the seashell reward, the better.
God, I just remembered another game I'd love to see get a remake now.
What?
Four Swords Adventures.
Man, how would you pull it off, though? Because Nintendo doesn't have good online.
Oh yeah, I know Nintendo's online is terrible, but it's still something that'd be fun to do, like, co-op-wise. God, speaking of terrible online, God, Kirby is terrible.
What? The free-to-start one, as they describe it?
I tried to play it with my friends. It was literally slideshow.
I unlocked the magical girl costume for Kirby, so I've pretty much I've gotten everything out of that game that I wanted, so...
It doesn't help that it's literally just, I mean, it is technically a new version of it, but it's still just that old 3DS one.
You'll also notice small little details, like the bonus of the bonuses of the premium currency that you get. They actually make you go into the store, so you will see, hey, these are our prices. We're only charging you 50 cents, or 49 cents for 50 apples, and you just happen to need that much to upgrade your gem tree. Surely one little purchase isn't
like
asking too much, right?
It's like that.
Yes, it
in
is.
the 3DS ones. I mean, they gave people who have the online service those 100 free apples, so...
You wouldn't know by the look of me, but I used to live in the castle. My servants went berserk, and I was forced to flee to my villa. So, you want the key to Ukuku Prairie, do you? I may be able to help you. Let's make a deal, shall we? I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled. Okay. Smashing! To tell you the truth, there are 5 leaves, and I want them all. Oh, you'll need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. Are you off then? Good luck. And... très bien! I see you have recovered all of the leaves. Wait, très bien? Ho 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 ho! You have recovered all of the leaves. Now, move this box, and you will find your reward.
Actually, I just realized I made the monkey joker, but actually all his servants are frogs.
What? What's going on?
I made the joker of all his servants being monkeys, or apparently they're frogs. I'm an idiot.
Wait, start again?
All of his subjects are frogs, because if you actually look there...
Oh, right, yeah! I didn't even catch that. What would be even more hilarious is if in his basement here there were ropes hanging around. Or, I'm sorry, like, most normal people call the snake enemies in The Legend of Zelda snakes.
And then they call the ropes snakes.
I also enjoy Angry Video Game Nerd.
I just get the idea, honestly. I didn't even realize he made that joke. But, I don't know, I swear to God that's why they made the rope snake in Earthbound in Mother 3. It's because of that.
Let's see here.
Time for Let's Play Find the Path.
What is the, Wait, I just realized I shouldn't be doing this yet. I need to actually unlock the dungeon before I can go explore it.
I don't even think we got the key yet.
Oh, right. We have to go... That's why we're going down here to begin with. We need the key. We need the key. So how do you guys like cutting bushes? Because
I will say this.
Just swell.
Oh, by the way, they brought back Link's scream when he falls into the pits.
Of course they did. It's, it is... The way Link screams, I'm pretty sure when they hire the new voice actor for Link in every single game, it's just like, okay, yell like you're falling down a pit. The entire job hinges on this.
I mean, the only reason I laugh at that is because of the original Game Boy Advance port of Link to the Past.
Right. This is why we need the shovel. You actually have to dig up the key.
Let's have him screech every 5 seconds. Also, it looks like there's a ring on top.
I think that's supposed to be like a little drop of slime or something.
Well, yeah, but it reminds me of the ring icon from the Oracle games.
Foreshadowing? Question mark?
Well, no, it wouldn't be foreshadowing, because Capcom didn't work on this one.
Alright.
I do have to wonder, though, because we do know there was originally going to be 3 of those.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is my dream project. If Team Pizza Studios ever gets up to the point where I've built enough of a reputation to where, who knows, maybe I pull something off like Toby Fox, and I actually start working for Game Freak or doing music for them or something. If I network properly and actually get to know the right people, maybe it could lead to my dream project, which is my
do you really
my
dream. Work for Game Freak?
Please.
Sorry.
Let me finish my thought, and then...
Sorry, I slipped up.
My dream is I would like to go back to the Oracle games again. And I would like to actually remaster those, rebuild those worlds for a new generation, and I'd like to make it so that you could buy them all digitally or on the same disc. That way, you could easily, using save data on the same console, have all 3 games connect to each other without the monstrous password system that we had in the past.
I'm with you on that.
The only thing that I get hung up on is what would the 3rd game be about? Because we had the Oracle of Time, we had the Oracle of the Seasons. What's another fundamental aspect of the entire world that we could base an entire game around? Like, what's a cool mechanic that we could add?
I mean, we can't do space, because that'd just be straight up science fiction.
I mean, Breath of the Wild has a motorcycle.
Yeah, but we're talking the Oracle games here. Those aren't exactly...
Or, let's look at it this way. Like, Zelda loves doing alternate worlds, right? Mm-hmm. What if you had... What if you had something like, all different dimensions, maybe? They all had different properties to them. Or, I don't know.
And so Link has to destroy those dimensions.
You have to fight Fire Link.
To be fair, I shouldn't make that joke, because no one's gonna get it.
Alright,
That's always a weird door opening mechanism to me.
What, just hitting it with a pot?
I just get this image of a guy trying to open the door desperately. He's so frustrated. He's like, ah! Oh, boy. My mind goes to weird places, I swear.
We tricked ya!
I gotta wonder what that guy was doing in the chest.
Just waiting for some dumb adventurer to come by and be like, huh, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh god, it's a mimic.
Have mimics ever been in a Zelda game before?
Not that I know of. Okay, I know there's something with this wall.
And what happens is you need to kill that enemy over there, and then a treasure chest will spawn in this spot. The thing is, I can't get over there yet, is the problem. I need to find the switch and then come back up here.
So, Link finds the switch, that's how we get...
Now, here's the funny thing about Key Cavern. This has one of the biggest key counts in the entire game. In this particular room, there's one door you're supposed to go through, but all of the other ones lead to puzzles and other things. So, this dungeon, the astute among you who have seen this dungeon before may realize that it's actually possible to get stuck in this room if you don't do things correctly, if they only had as many keys as there are doors. So I think it's something like there are 7 keys for 6 doors in the entire dungeon. And now that I've hit that switch... Wait, no, I didn't hit the switch. Whoops. I'm not paying attention. As usual. Yeah, every single one of those is a one-room deal, and it has a single key inside of it. You're basically just supposed to hop back and forth until you get free.
Hopefully we don't get to a certain dungeon tonight.
Huh?
There's actually one dungeon I think is kind of bad.
What is it, Angler's Tunnel?
No. It's near the end of the game.
Eagle's Tower?
Yeah.
I love Eagle's Tower! What are you talking about?
Oh, that dungeon is tedious as hell.
It's one of the best dungeons in the game!
Jesus Christ, we're getting rich tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's easy when you know how. Ask me about how I got rich. I just imagine Link releasing a book like that, and it's just like, yeah, go cut bushes. Then go stick your nose into ancient ruins, like, don't bother minding your own business. Did I actually just beat that enemy with a normal sword swipe?
Yep.
You're not supposed to be able to do that.
The piece of power knows all.
Apparently.
I think what's even funnier, though, is that this is literally them giving us our level 2 sword when you actually get it.
A little bit, yeah. That's kind of what a piece of power is. It just bumps up your attack power by 1 level. What's up?
I forgot that sucker teleports.
Yeah, that's his whole deal, is that when you go to try to hit him with a normal attack, he just runs away. That's why how you're supposed to fight him is you throw in something that he doesn't consider a threat, like a bomb or whatever.
I think you can hit him with spin attacks, though, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, that gives you just enough range to be able to get at the guy.
Oh god, I just remembered one little thing with this room.
Yeah, if you leave the key for too long, it will just fall into the pit and force you to have to kill all the enemies all over again. Notice how they give you bombs there, too, because they knew. They knew it's like, that's the easiest way to deal with that enemy if you don't know the spin attack trick.
I will say, so I see those floors, and my first thought is the old Pokemon games.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, too. Team
the
Rocket.
speeding titles. See, the problem is I can't see those now and not think of that You Spin Me Right Round song, honestly. Curse you, brain scratch commentaries.
Alright, I'm gonna have to be really careful about this.
Time for some tennis.
These have a much longer fuse timer on them than I remember.
I still think my favorite iteration of the bombs, besides Breath of the Wild, would probably be Minish Cap, actually.
Hang on, gimme! Crisis averted.
I would have laughed if you fell the pit afterwards.
Would have been worth it.
Totally worth it! Oh god, I'm having fun tonight.
I mean, we're playing a good game, so that's a big part of it. We're already up to 10 seashells. What the heck?
Man, we've been diligent. Easy way to put it.
The problem is it seriously slows down after this, though. Like, there aren't that many, our progress on that one after this dungeon is not going to be nearly as fast as it was after the third, I guarantee you.
Unfortunately.
This is the part of the game where my memories start getting a little fuzzy. I'm not gonna lie. My fingers will probably remember what to do, but I could not explain how to get through the dungeon without actually being there and doing it.
Trying to think. I guess while we're in this sort of lull where not much is happening. I mean, I was gonna bring up like the Shovel Knight news. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, the new game? Shovel Knight Dig?
Well, there's that, and then there's the final DLC stuff, which is looking really good.
I have not seen anything about this, actually.
They released both trailers the same day.
Okay. Didn't know that.
There's that. Because there's the King of Cards stuff, which that looks like it's going to be fun. There's Shovel Knight Showdown, which is essentially, from the looks at Brawlhalla with Shovel Knight characters.
Okay.
And then you mentioned Shovel Knight Dig.
Yeah, that's the only project I knew about. I'm kind of excited that they're working on a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well,
That's
Showdown's
what they've been doing in the background this whole time.
Admittedly, Showdown's just going to be another part of the main game, so...
Oh, well, yeah, that's the multiplayer battle mode, right?
Yeah.
Where you can play as any of the bosses and just fight your friends.
No, you can do more in the bosses when I've been seeing. Holy hell. They're adding a lot, let's put it that way.
A lot of characters?
Yep. Oh, this... Oh, yeah, we can take care of these guys right now. Here's your brother. God, the bomb-bombs look so goddamn demented in this one.
I mean, that's part of what makes them so great.
I still think the one from the movie's kind of funny, admittedly.
Oh, the little wind-up toy?
Is it sad I actually want one of those?
Nah, man. Those things are awesome. That's one of the best parts of that film. That
Oh,
and
God.
Monkey!
Learning the history of that film is a treat.
Oh,
I hate this boss.
Well, I mean, throwing... Just don't do what I used to do when I was a kid, and think that the only way to hurt them is to have them actually run into it.
Yeah, but at least the Dongers can get hit by the blast.
You just have to aim for the mouth.
It doesn't... Like I said, though, it's the fact that there's no way to refuel, so if you run out, you're in trouble.
Well, that's why they give you a way to leave the room. Okay, that's one down. Oh, it bounced right over him. Jerk. Alright, one more hit should do it.
Doesn't help these things look really creepy. Oh, goody.
Alright. I'm gonna pull, Watch, I'm gonna go through the trouble of doing this.
You're actually in a safe state?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Because I'm
not leaving the entire freaking dungeon, guys. I'm sorry.
We didn't even need it anyway.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I went through the trouble of doing all of that, like making a show out of it, I wasn't going to need it anyway.
I mean, I don't...
That's just my luck.
And now we get one of the better power-ups in a Zelda game.
This was actually a very early concept for helping make this different and interesting compared to the other Zeldas, was the idea of combining items. This is actually the game where the concept of bomb arrows began.
Though, admittedly, that was a glitch, if I remember correctly, in the original.
Was it?
Well, the game never tells you can do it.
Is this something you have to discover yourself?
And even then, there's no...
Hold on. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, well, I do need to hunt for some bombs, it seems.
I think there's a place to get them in here somewhere. Oh, God, the time bombs are back! Also, thank God we saw that piece of power.
Well, about that.
Damn it! I jinxed it, shit!
That was me getting lazy more than anything else, was my problem.
I'm also doing a lot of skull-headed Shy Guys today.
Yes, I know about the Compass's new feature game.
Yeah, that's admittedly one thing I will admit I don't like coming back.
It doesn't let you skip the text, yeah. bugs the crap out of me.
I really hope they fix that.
It lets you skip some of them, but not all of them for some reason.
Oh, Link, did you know this?
Well, yeah, I did, as a matter of fact.
That kind of gives me credence to that narrator thing, like, 'cause that's the only way I can imagine that keep happening. I gotta make my money somehow.
Why are you always there to narrate everything? Because every time I give a voiceover, I earn a freckle.
I mean, I'll still say it's the game I think is the worst with tutorials that I've played is probably Dream Team.
Skyward Sword is, like, Blue Javelin just brought that up. The fact that every time you power off that game, it feels the need to explain to you what a, it feels the need to tell you what a blue rupee is again.
Twilight Princess did that too. And I love them go all the way to get the bomb, and we just skip the wall.
No, there's another wall that I'm trying to break open here.
Ah.
I want to go after this one first. 2, 1. There we go. Now, yep, that's the spot. As long as it makes the noise, you're fine.
Now, I know they brought that over from Link's Awakening, from what I can remember. Not Link's Awakening, Link to the Past. Ugh. Boing, boing, boing.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop,
I
boop.
don't know, that just amuses me.
Wait a second. Hold on. I just made a musical connection. Okay, so what's that sound effect? Do it again.
Boing, boing, boing.
No. Do-do-do-dun. That's the sound effect that plays whenever you... whenever there's going to be a key in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this. Not that part of the song. I forgot that I actually listened to that before.
Ah. I think they're playing Wisp tonight. God, I love that game.
Man, I never noticed that. That's like the exact same notation, too. That's hilarious. I love that.
And yet, Generations ruined that song.
Did it?
Have you ever heard the classic remix of Planet Wisp?
I don't think I have, no.
I suggest you don't if you like that song.
I know the modern version is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the modern version's good because it's not much different from the original, but...
Hang on a second. Okay. Planet Wisp. Well, now you've got me curious. Classic. What's this? No, this one's fine.
It's not that it's a bad song, it doesn't feel like the same song anymore.
I kind of like that, though. It's another take. It doesn't feel too different to me. It doesn't have that sort of airy, dreamy, or, if you'll pardon the pun, a wisp feel like the original had. But it still fits Sonic, I think. It's got that driving beat to it. It gets me excited to play the level. I think it's okay.
I still swear to God that they're obsessed with wisps at this point.
Well, it is a cool mechanic.
Because let's see, we had 2 games where they were the power-ups.
Yeah.
Well, actually 3 now, I think, like it's Generations.
I mean, it is a really cool idea, is the thing. And just
then
offering Sonic a new form of power-ups, basically.
Yeah, at the expense of not using other characters as a result. I'm sorry, I will not get over what they did with the Hover Wisp.
What did they do with that again? Refresh my memory?
Because of that, why you need Tails.
Oh, I see.
Or in the case of, what'd be a good analogy?
Why do you keep putting new Fire Emblem characters in there? We could have had Banjo.
We have Banjo, though.
Oh shit, I need something new to complain about. We could have had, Gino.
No, the current complaint seems to be they want Sora in there.
I mean, that's because of that Twitter image that somebody created. It's like, after the latest Direct, he tracked all of the mentions of characters that people wanted in Smash Brothers across America, Europe, and Japan. And the one that seemed to come out relatively close to the top in all 3 regions was Sora.
At least it wasn't Goku.
Well, the only rule about which characters can and cannot be in Smash Brothers is they had to get their start in a video game. And Sakurai recently reaffirmed that, too.
Thank God. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't mind it, it's just one of those cases of he'd feel really out of place.
Yeah, that's actually why I get a lot of shit on my video of the top 8 fan games about choosing oh, what is it? Super Smash Brothers...
Flash.
No,
Project M?
Crusade. Super Smash Brothers Crusade over Super Smash Flash 2. Granted, both of them do have characters that did not start in games, but it seemed much more overt in Smash Flash 2, because it's not just Goku, it's also Ichigo from Bleach, Naruto, for some reason. It's weird. Game's weird, it's off, it doesn't feel right. The reason the main games haven't done that yet, they're like that creepy uncle at a party that nobody really invited. It's like, you weren't supposed to be here, this was for a specific group of people. And so you see, Goku has actually been in more games than Link and Princess Peach combined, and therefore should be in Smash Brothers. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You know, the cool thing about the piece of power is I could just keep swatting this guy away, and he'd probably be gone by the time he actually exploded. Did you get called away again, buddy? Probably. Alright, I'll just wait for him to come back. In the meantime, it's just the 2 of us. Or the 7 of us, I guess. Considering there's 6 viewers along the ride right now. I can't help but notice it, like it's right in front of me now. It's kind of cool watching the number go up and down in real time.
Alright, sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. If you had to take care of things, you had to take care of things.
For some reason, my room seems to be the most popular in the house when I'm busy.
So an interesting little note about that popularity poll that the guy took. You know who was pretty close to the top in Europe and was on nobody else's list? The Heavy from Team Fortress 2.
That would be bizarre.
It would be very, very strange.
Though I get the feeling the only reason people would want him in there is memes.
Put this fencer here.
Let me think, like, what else?
Oh, right, we need to go back to the start now. Right, that's where the last key is. I remember.
I will say this, though. I'm honestly wondering, like, who they could honestly put in at this point.
Nah, I don't know, Blue. How the hell would Terry work in Smash? Or Ryu?
Well, Terry's
or
a fighting
basically
character.
any of the characters that they've put in there.
Well, Terry makes sense. He's a fighting game character.
How the hell would Ridley work? Normally, he's way too big for that kind of thing. If
I love
Smash
the
Brothers
trailer.
wants to do something, they will find a way.
I do love the trailer for that when they announced Terry, though, admittedly.
Oh, right. How it's a big callback to all of the SNK intros. Yeah, that's really cool shit.
They've got
That's
to
the
keep
thing.
it Japanese.
Like, Smash Brothers loves the shit out of the games that are in it. Like, it will celebrate that history till the end of time. You can definitely feel that passion.
I love the fact that they copied Geese's falling animation.
Yeah, that's, the sad thing about that is, almost none of the streamers who were doing reaction videos, like, knew who Terry was and why that sequence was so cool.
I mean, hell, I knew who he was. I played Capcom vs. SNK too back in the day. The reason
Power
why...
Wave!
Are you okay?
Burning!
I mean, hell, he was pretty much my main in that game back then, too.
I mean, he is the face of SNK. If they were going to put anybody in there, it was going to be him.
That reminds me, I had to pick up that new Samurai Shodown at some point. So I've heard nothing but good things about that.
You could also pick up Soul Calibur 6, because
That-
Haomaru's going to be in it.
Well, I planned on that. I like Soul Calibur.
I actually I wanted to pick that game up just for the character creation aspect.
Admittedly, I'm not a fan of having to pay over that DLC. That's probably why I've waited. Because I am not paying a crap ton of money for Tira. Because I don't like Tira. Oh, correction.
Sorry, just stretching out my fingers again. I don't play a whole lot of games on keyboard. I like using a controller if I can.
Same here.
I didn't grow up with a whole lot of PC stuff. I think I've told this story before. Most of it was educational titles for me, like Jumpstart 3rd Grade and whatnot.
Well, correction on the Tira thing. I don't mind her as a fighter. It's more the voice they gave her later on just got on my nerves.
Oh shit, I just thought of something. Do you think Terry's final smash is going to be Buster Wolf?
More than likely.
Are you okay? You think it would be hilarious if Terry just didn't have it? No. Here's the ultimate joke. Terry's Japanese voice actor is speaking really broken English. Terry's American voice actor is speaking really broken and hokey Japanese.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep him being Japanese, honestly, because, I mean, that voice is iconic at this point. I don't think they've ever dubbed Terry, to my knowledge.
Isn't he supposed to be like an American character? That's why he's always spoken in English?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a sister in one of the King of Fighters games?
I'm trying to remember, honestly. Sorry, Blue, I was out of the room, so I didn't see that fully.
I'm busy on playing the game.
And I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I don't see Sora making it is one word. You probably guess what that word is.
I mean, this is technically spoilers for the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, so cover your ears for a second. Dead?
Disney.
Oh. Well, there was a D in there.
I bring that up because Disney are kind of, especially with that strength thing they're putting out, they're kind of notorious for how they handle things. For example, that's why none of the Kingdom Hearts games are able to buy digitally.
Yeah, so look at this. I've opened every single door in this dungeon, and I
Locking.
still have one key left over.
It'd be funny if we could take that key and use it somewhere else.
That would be pretty hilarious. But this isn't the game for that. That was, oh, which one was that? Which Zelda game was it? I think it was the original. You could take the keys out of any dungeon, and you could use them somewhere else.
And then later on you get the Master Key, it doesn't matter.
Who's the boss in here again?
I actually don't remember. I think it's the floor.
Neener, you can't find me.
Oh, it's the giant eyeball thing.
Yeah, right. And you have to use your dash boots to split them in half.
Oh god, I forgot how creepy this thing is.
Oh, come on. Work with me here, baby. Buddy, buddy, please.
To be fair, this has always been finicky.
Buzz. Buzz.
Because
You
the
are
problem
tearing
is
me
the
apart, Lisa. Finally. Oh, right.
Now you'll face two of us.
Oh, I forgot. That's a thing in this game. So when the enemy
stun.
comes down from the sky to land on you, if you happen to be above them on the floor, like not where they land, you'll still take damage because technically their sprite is passing over you.
Well, you don't just take... It's more you don't take damage, you get stunned, which is even worse.
No, they hit you on the way down is the thing. That's the funny part about it.
Oh, hey, now Marin can fight alongside us.
Oh, right! This is her weapon, the Sea Lily Bell. I didn't even make that connection.
I mean, she is fun, though. She's probably not someone I use much when I play a game.
Waterfall. It is hidden in the waterfall.
There's always something hidden behind the waterfall.
Always. Every single game. Always.
Well, not all.
Always check behind the waterfall. How
There are
many
cases where
instruments
that's
have
not
you gotten
true.
so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will wake, and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to the Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way.
Mr. Al, how am I supposed to play 8 instruments at once?
Let's find out.
Oh, God. I wasn't even going for that.
I think I actually need to head back by the seashell place again and turn in the 10 that we've got to grab another bonus
Might as well
one.
do it. We're nearby. We might as well do it.
Oh, on the way though. Oh, Link, I see you have a nice stick.
Oh, hey there,
Are you
stupid.
coming on to me? Can
What? Why did you summon this part?
Yeah, can I borrow it for a second? Sure.
I
You
swear
go
to
make
God.
terrible life choices. Don't let anybody stop you. Except for those bees. They can stop you.
I swear Terran is Darwin Wars incarnate.
Well, you're not sure how it happened, but your stick turned into a honeycomb.
Oh no, Link becomes that stupid CGI monster from the old commercials.
And, just because it's appropriate. Oh, no, wait, that's the full scene.
Not the beast.
Not the beast! Not the beast!
Memes don't die, they just reform.
Sorry, Blue, we've been busy, so we can't exactly...
Okay, I need to stop, like, critiquing other people's fan fictions for a second. What's going on?
He's asking about, like, a Mucifer story he made.
Okay, it's like, I'm sorry. Like, I have a creative channel, but I don't participate that much because I'm just not interested. Like, I've stopped predicted, like, trying to speculate on that kind of thing is just getting my hopes up. Like, for something that may or may not happen. Like, look, we live in a world where Sans is in Smash Brothers. I have no idea what Smash is gonna do next. It is impossible.
If Jevil gets in, I riot.
So I'm just along for the ride. Who?
Jevil. The
No,
frickin'
one
bullet
was
elbow.
enough. One was enough. Okay, sorry. I just had to get that off my chest. Now
It's
that that's off of me. Okay. A B would be... See, I wish I had played more of Kingdom Hearts so I could remember what all of those moves are.
Strike Raid was the Keyblade throw. Ragnarok was essentially... Ragnarok I'd probably see more working for, like, a different type of move. Because that was the one where he basically created, like, the giant spear and fired lasers everywhere.
All right, that one.
Sonic Rave was effectively him copying Cloud.
The dash, yeah. That
Arcing was just
one I
the
remember
beat
now.
move, where he just beats the crap out of him with the Keyblade.
So you just keep making the same input over and over again?
It
And
would
he just,
probably be similar
continues
to
the
Mark's
combo?
Dancing Blade.
Yeah, you're right. It's every 5 you get a new seashell.
I had to memorize that because I have screwed that up before. Oh boy. Let me think what else was there.
Alright, what do we do next? Now that I've got the honeycomb, I actually need to swing by the animal village really fast.
See, admittedly, the only reason I don't see training limit working for the final Smash, though, is the simple fact that that involved Dawn and Goofy being there, and you know sure as hell Disney wouldn't allow that.
I mean, Oh, your concern is royalties, because I was thinking,
Yeah.
well, wait a second. Like, there's no problem with that. I mean, if, what's-his-face from Xenoblade could call in all of his stupid little friends.
Yeah, but the difference being there is they're all owned by the same company, and there's so many licensing
If they
issues.
have-
That's why
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they're all part of the same game, so it stands to reason if they could get one character, they could get all of them.
Oh, guys, for that
And they don't do install, like, Final Smashes anymore. Like
Right, so you can't do Drive or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
Sorry, I
think
should
of
probably explain fighting game terminology for those who don't understand it. Install supers are sort of like, if you've ever played Guilty Gear, you know how Soul Bad Guy has that dragon form in Guilty Gear Xrd?
Gear mode, basically.
Yeah, it's basically any super move that puts your character in an alternate form is called an install super, named after Soul's dragon install. So, yeah, this would be like if you're playing the original game. If you were playing Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, this would be like Pikachu's Super, where he turns into that big ball of electricity, or the original version of Super Sonic, or Dragon Yoshi. Those would all be install supers. Sorry.
I guess another famous one would be Furin Kazan.
What is that again?
Blaze Blue.
Wait, is that Bangs?
Yes. yes.
Oh,
yes.
he just goes shirtless.
No, what Furin Kazan is basically he goes into like essentially Super Saiyan mode.
Oh right, he starts glowing. Sorry, I'm thinking of what happens if you manage to land his.
You're thinking of his
astral finish.
We finally got it.
Yes, we got the ocarina, but I'm actually not going to learn the song quite yet.
I mean, we're right here. We might as well.
I'm not going to. You'll learn why in a bit.
Okay. I think like what else was there?
There is a I have a plan for this. Trust me.
I mean, I think
there's a way to make it way more cinematic. But okay, next we need to head to the desert, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got our boots. What does that open for us? Where do we go now?
I don't remember many places that had crystals, honestly.
Where do we go now? I do know one cave that's open to me now that I've got this.
Back on the sword thing, though, I can think of one thing that might work. That wouldn't have the Disney problem.
Mm-hmm.
They could have him team up with Riku for a final Smash move.
Yes, that would actually work. It could be, what's the move that they have what's the team-up attack that they have at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2?
I forgot the name of it, but they could use Eternal Session, that'll work.
Yeah, they clash their weapons against one another and everything just explodes for some reason.
You're gonna lose it all!
Yeah, prepare to lose it all! Or basically they finish off the opponent like they did Xemnas.
I gotta repick those games up, man.
Just to hit him with the giant beam of light. The bro beam.
It's all Xemnas still gets struck by it. You just see it by the opponent.
Right, I remember why I went back to the Ukuku Plains. Because I actually went in entirely the wrong direction. Because if we go back up this way...
You know, just for shits and giggles of your story, it's the version from frickin' Dream Drop Distance.
I know what you're talking about, Colt. That is a funny glitch, but, like... He's trying to get me into Glitch World. I know all about that.
Screw off. I actually didn't know about that till now. That's the last thing we need to start going missing now on this playing through.
If you don't understand, Glitch World is basically... There's a certain quirk with a lot of GBA games, and there's a version of this in Super Mario Land 2 as well, where if you enter a level the wrong way, or you make a screen transition in a way the game doesn't expect, it just overflows the memory and it starts building screens out of junk data. So it's just all of these mismatched, like, sprites and impossible to navigate areas.
It's Glitch City, no!
Sue Glitch City, bitch. Where do we go next?
Let me think, what else was there?
What do we do? What's on the docket? Where do we travel? It said Yarna Desert, but where is that, out of curiosity? We, all live in a somewhat monochrome submarine right now. Wait a second. Don't we need to travel down to the beach for this?
I don't remember if we have to do the Marin thing yet.
Yeah, because she's still here. We actually have to go to the animal village first and find out about the walrus before anything happens with that. That's actually...
I don't think that's yet, though.
What's up?
I don't think that's yet, though. I think that's the next dungeon we're thinking of, though. Unless I'm mistaken, it's been a while.
And we'll find out. I'm basically just gonna explore new screens on the map until I find what I'm looking for. Where memory fails you, good old-fashioned dicking up around will help you out, I think.
Well, especially in this game with how small the world is.
You know, the sad thing is I never even explored that screen the first time around because I just made a beeline for the sword.
That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Thank you. I do have to admit, though, with how... Oh, we forgot to blow open this wall.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have bombs at the time. And now I don't have bombs again.
Now
hopefully the secret's worth it.
Link needs to find Bomberman.
What is in this room again?
I completely don't remember.
I know something happens here later.
I think you could throw stuff in here, but I don't remember what.
The only thing I can throw, like, there aren't any pots or rocks or anything. All I could throw into that pool is bombs.
Like, that's the only thing I can think of, it reminds me of that from, like, oh, hey, one of the monkeys is a dickhead, apparently.
Not all of them are nice.
Monkeys aren't nice in general.
Monkeys, listen, not all monkeys are created equal. Not all primates.
It could just be a bias, honestly.
I gotta be really careful about that, like, making jokes like that. Twitch has been very, very sensitive lately.
They've been a bit anal lately with that shit.
Although, most of what their crackdown has been about sexual content.
Which means keep the hell out of here, Fnuet.
I mean, I hope the Fnu Sucks shirt isn't just too revealing for you guys. I was gonna make a joke about my rippling muscles, but that is clearly not the case.
I admittedly was worried the minute I heard about the Chun-Li cosplayer, like, oh shit.
I actually have been working out lately. Like, again, not to brag, but I've been making more efforts to try and take care of myself. Like, just because I don't look like I need to work out doesn't mean I shouldn't.
Well, yeah, there's obviously a shell there.
Yeah, there was, until I collected it. I think I know where I need to go. Yes.
And Link just moonwalks into the air screen.
Hey, might as well, right? I mean, if Simon Belmont can do it, why can't the hero of Hyrule?
The freaking Belmont strut.
I love how, like in the AVGN episode, I know it's ancient at this point, but every single Halloween, holidays are intrinsically linked to his videos for me for some reason. Every Christmas, I have to go back and watch his Winter Games video, because it just feels appropriate.
I'm just glad he still makes good content, honestly.
Yeah, I'm amazed, like, he's still around and he's still kicking ass. Like, he did a Chex Quest video not too long ago, and that surprised the hell out of me.
Unlike a certain someone I'd rather not name.
Hmm?
I was thinking of someone else who's kind of still around that you kind of wish wasn't.
Oh. I have some guesses, but, I mean, if you don't want to mention him, I won't force it.
I was mentioning Doug Walker in that case, but...
It looks like Vegas! Why does it look like Vegas? I don't get it!
I can't stand his new stuff.
Like a lot of people can.
Like, it's not even funny anymore. It's just kind of sad, honestly.
The thing is, it's flanderization. What you're talking about is the problem of, like, somebody has been so known for so long for a particular thing that their audience just kind of wants more and more of it to the point where you're in a creative rut. That's why The Simpsons, people have been begging for The Simpsons to just die already for years, because there's nothing left you can do with the character.
Well, that's why
YouTubers have to change their style eventually. They have to evolve to survive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm glad I've taken this huge break from YouTube for a while, so I can re-examine my style and be like, okay, I can pick up some tips from all of these other guys. My sense of humor has changed. My sense of delivery has changed over time. So, hopefully that will help my content feel a little different when I come back. Where's the chef? I know he's here, somewhere. Over the rainbow. Very underrated tunes, these.
Well, how we essentially found Easter Village, though.
Hi-ho! Hey, you. Is that possibly a honeycomb you have? I just ran out. Will you swap it for a pineapple? Okay.
Well, I just realized the irony of the fact we're giving honey to a bear.
You never caught that?
It's not that I never caught that, I just find it funny.
Not as sweet, but it is delicious. Dude, can I just say something about, I finally finished an audiobook not too long ago. Like, this huge book that's taken me like a month. And I decided my motivation through all of that, to get all of that work done, is I promised myself that as soon as I finished this book about mermaids and sirens, I was going to go to Red Lobster. And yes, the irony of finishing a book about mermaids and immediately going out for seafood is not lost on me, just in case you're wondering. But if you ever go there, the jumbo coconut shrimp. It's fine by itself, but you have to dip it in the pina colada sauce that they give you. Mwah! That is one of the most delicious things I have ever tasted, period.
It's a little too sweet for me, honestly.
Huh. Hi-ho. Yeah, I know. That tub of goo is asleep right in the way for Tiyarda Desert. Once he's asleep, you won't budge for a long time. But hey, take little Marin and wake it up with her song. That slob would wake up with a jump if he heard her sing, for sure.
And of course we do, this is the point of the game where I have to get a bunch of photos involving her.
I forgot that there are a ton of different things you can do with Marin, and I'll be sure to show off as many of them as I can.
Well, you can't do that, that's only in the DX version.
Well, I mean, there aren't a lot of, I can't take the pictures, of course, but there are still some really funny little asides with that character.
What happens if you try to steal when she's with you?
I don't think she'll let you. This is, I mean, it's worth testing.
We should say before we test that, just to be safe.
Yeah, because I don't want my name to just be Thief for the rest of the run. It sucks because that's the one bit of customization you get for your character in this game, and if you do something bad, they take it away from you. I think that is a far more effective punishment than anything else they could have done.
I think the far more effective punishment is the fact that dude nukes you if you go back in.
Now I know one of you put link up to this, and I know the guilt will be far worse than any punishment we could provide.
You know what, screw it. We should show that off at least once.
Marin?
She likes to go stare at the ocean all by herself. Why? Hey, I'm just a kid, don't ask me.
Look, I'm gonna say something right now. I love you guys. I love putting on these shows and these streams and everything for you. But what we're about to go do, this one plot point that we're about to go engage in this story, in this world, in this particular moment, with this particular character, in this particular game, this is just for me. Like, I need this right now. I needed this when I was a kid, when I was super lonely back then, and I need it now when I still don't have somebody to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh, Link, I'm glad you found this place. Will you stay and talk to me for a while?
Yeah. The seagulls.
Hey there, Wingull.
I wonder where these coconut trees come from. Terran says there is nothing beyond the sea, but I believe there must be something over there. When I discovered you, Link, my heart skipped a beat. I thought, this person has come to give us a message. If I was a seagull, I would fly as far as I could. I would fly to faraway places and sing for many people. If I wish to the windfish, I wonder if my dream will come true. Hey, are you listening? Link, are you listening to me? Yeah. I want to know everything about you. Oh, huh? The walrus wants me to go to him? It doesn't matter. I'll go with you to him.
You got Marin. I love that.
Link, where are you looking? You got Marin. Is this your big chance?
Oh,
And
you pervert!
The music kicks in too. That's the other best part about it. It's the same sort of kick in like the first time you got your sword. It's that big. That's mechanical storytelling right there. Okay, so first things first. If you start playing the ocarina in front of her... Not very good. What? Did I say something? Oh, no. You're hearing things. Jerk. Oh, we got the rare line right away. Great. Dig it, dig it. Dig it to the center of the earth.
And then also worse, right? Just shoots him out of the ground.
I mean, whatever flips your skirt, babe.
Not that I would know that.
Hey, different strokes for different folks, in a manner of speaking.
And she just slaps him across the island.
Hey, that's the fast travel system.
Why the hell are we making Link out to be an asshole?
Oh,
It's not like it's hard to watching too many of those parody Mario videos on YouTube where he's just a jerk.
I love the video that addresses that. I forget which animation it was on Newgrounds, but it said it was doing parody animations of all of the other sectors of the website, and one of them was video game animations, and it just had a slowly incrementing counter of number of animations parodying Mario eating mushrooms. If you go to the trendy
Whoa.
shop... Wow, Link, can I try this? What do you say? Okay.
I think I remember this one actually ending pretty funny.
Well, the A and B buttons move the crane. The rest is just timing. Go over to the buttons to play. Good luck.
Okay, yes, okay. Now aim for the corners, sweetheart. You want to... No, you have completely overshot the track. Honey, what are you doing?
Oh, no,
Sweetheart, Marin?
I love this. Oh, shit.
Unhand me, you vile fiend!
Oh, guys, turned to Bentley. Sly, help me!
You're good. You're a pro, aren't you? Well, beat it. Pros aren't allowed in here.
He kicks us out.
You know, I think I've never actually tried that with, see if you could do that with Link.
I wonder, I'm gonna go back, like, when we do the remake, I'm going to see if I could actually pick up the shopkeeper. Now, hang on a second. There is one other thing you can do with Marin, if I recall correctly. So I know she gets mad at you if you beat up chickens. Most of the time. I wonder if we'll get lucky again and we get the rare line right away. No, poor hen, stop that.
Poor hen, these things tried to kill me.
So you get this repeated a couple times. It's very rare to the point where you might actually trigger the flock before... You might actually trigger the flock and get the Glock before she gives you the line.
The Kuko Death Squad.
I think... Yeah, it's very slow if you're trying to trigger this Easter egg. Do it! Do it! Do it more! She snaps
They're
back
just
to reality.
psychopaths.
Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. I didn't mean it.
I swear to God, she's secretly a psychopath.
Terran's just sleeping off all of his bee stings. What's in here, I wonder?
Link, do you always look in other people's drawers?
That's my sock drawer! Get out of there! Those are my personal things.
I'm trying to remember that joke from Mario RPG right now.
Alright, you found Peach's question mark?
I wonder what that was in Japanese.
Well, in Japanese, it was called Princess Peach's XXX.
Oh, God.
Which, I don't know if that means the same thing over there that it does here, but...
Whoa, Mario getting lucky tonight.
I wonder...
Well, should we save before we steal something?
No, I did. I saved.
I actually never saw you save.
Hey! Oh.
Oh, she actually does stop you.
No,
Holy
that
shit.
was the shopkeeper.
I didn't even
No,
see
she
it.
doesn't stop you!
Oh my god!
She doesn't stop you! She knew what you were doing!
Oh my god!
Marin's got a dark side.
I think you just saved it. Oh no, did you seriously save it?
No, I loaded the state again. Here,
Okay.
I'll hop back into the shop just to prove it. Watch, I'm not going to die immediately as soon as I go in here.
There it gets zapped too.
Hello, good sir. Don't mind me, just perusing your wares. Nothing strange happened between us.
God, this shopkeeper always looks so weird to me.
Just balls, that big old smile and the squinty eyes. I think he's
Like he's a
supposed to
happy
look...
mask
I think
salesman.
he's supposed to look shifty, is the thing. He's supposed to look a little strange and weird.
I mean, he does basically summon dark powers to kill us if we steal from him, so...
So what are some of the other things that you can do with Marin in the DX version to get pictures?
I'm trying to remember. I know there's one picture involving the chain chomp, but I forgot you get that.
I wonder.
It's what I'd have to look up like a list like of what you can do to get all the photos.
Well, let's see if there's actually a line when you go to address Bow Wow. Bow Wow and Meow Meow. Very creatively named folks in this part of town.
At least the people in layer games when it comes to dogs.
Alright, Colt actually brought this up, so I'm gonna make another save for these purposes. I
Okay.
do want to show this off now that I'm here. Hey, Marin, I'll show you a whole new worlds here, sweetheart.
Oh, no. This ought to be good because I've never seen this. Whoa!
So, I think how it works is you have to you basically have to hit the corner of this house in such a way that you clip into it and basically enter this door from the back side.
Like, just keeps jittering.
Shoot, how does this glitch work again?
I wonder if you could have him knock you into it.
Maybe... I'm futzing about with it right now.
Well, wait, is it on the outside or the inside?
You have to get... It's with the back of the doghouse here. You have to enter it from... There it is!
Oh, hell. What?
Yep, welcome to Glitch
Link,
World.
what have you done?
Welcome to Glitch World. And now I'm stuck in the wall.
And this is what the island really looks like.
Marin is now half of a Stalfos and half of a Buzzy Beetle.
What the hell, Link? No, you're doomed us all.
So I actually can't get out of there now. Glitch World is not something you want to mess around with unless you know what you're doing.
Oh,
but
God, does that work in the DX port, too?
I don't know. I don't know if they fixed that or not.
I kind of don't want to test it because I'm worried of screw up my system.
You can actually beat the game really quickly, as I understand. It's like Link to the Past. You can make your way to the final boss, but you can't actually beat him because you need the proper tools for it. You need particular items to pull that off. What do I need to do now? I think I actually need to go talk to the walrus now. There's nothing left to do with Marin.
Oh, shit.
Wait, did I hit the warp point in the animal village? I wonder. Also, watch her follow me. Just rockets off.
Up into the sky.
Girl's got hops. She chased right after me. She did not, in fact, skip leg day. You know what bugs me sometimes? When I see that number on Twitch go up and down, but none of the, and then it goes back to the number it's been for most of the stream, and nobody leaves a follow or anything. Part of me can't help but wonder, like, what am I doing wrong? Is it something about my commentary? Is it something about the way I'm dressed, the way I look? Is it my voice, maybe?
It's a case I think
there are a million different factors, and the problem is, it's not like you can ask any of those people. You can't, like, ask for a survey and being like, how would you improve this stream?
Who gets one wish? I wish I could read the minds of the Twitch viewers.
No, I already got my wish when I beat I already made my one wish that I got when I beat Hyper Hexagonist for the first time. Still waiting on that $1 million, by the way.
Oh God.
Did you not know that?
I've never even heard of it. So.
No, that's totally legit. You get a wish if you manage to beat Super Hexagon on the highest difficulty.
Oh boy.
Go pick up the game yourself. It's only $3. It's not that difficult, really.
I love how we sing a bunch of. It's supposed to be Animal Village, and all we're seeing is bunnies and one bear.
Well, there's the bear, there's the crocodile that we've met, along with, I guess, his brother, hanging out in the shack not too far from here. You know, out on the beach. Then there's also that hippo lady that won't talk to us no matter what. And then there's Mr. Walrus here.
I will admit, there's always one point, I swear, in every Zelda game where the game just gets a little annoying.
I'm gonna make another safe spot right there because I want to come back to this sometime and just, like, go on another date with Marin whenever I like. Yes, it's that lazy walrus. Shall we give him a little surprise? Sure.
Marin, what do you want to do?
Knowing what I know about you now, maybe I don't want to say yes to this.
Oh God, this walrus's eyes are bugging me.
It's his head that always bothered me.
Because the problem is the part where it's supposed to be his nose looks like his eyes, and then you see that like,
He has no neck is the thing. So it's just kind of like his head is morphing to different parts of his body. Either that or he's just got so much blubber that you can't really tell. Wow, he certainly woke with a start.
I don't know why. I know this is me being stupid again, but...
Oh, he's calling me. It's the same as always. Link, I'm going to the animal village. Please drop by, okay? Oh, you bet I am. And this is why I put off learning the song. Because you'll find out here in just a moment. If I go back into the village, now we have this big old captive audience here.
Hey, we actually have more animals now,
That's
too.
a nice ocarina you have there. Will you accompany me as I sing? And please, nobody say anything during this. This is just for me, okay? So, how do you like it? It's really touching, isn't it? Does it stick in your mind? Yes. And you've learned the Ballad of the Windfish. The song will always remain in your heart. God, I love that part. I love that too, especially if you do it in front of this big captive audience right here. Please don't ever forget this song. Or me. Which, that line makes even more sense after you go on the date with Marin, you know?
I could be a bit morbid, be a bit of an asshole here to just say that because of this all being a dream, like, literally once the island disappears, he just forgets everything. How the hell did I end up in the ocean?
No, it's,
Shit.
I never thought about that. But no, wait a second.
It's one of those things that maybe I'm overthinking things a bit.
Ugh.
Best not to think about it.
Anyway,
Also, random. That's a weird looking cactus.
move faster, Pokey.
Oh god. Doesn't he hate that meme if I remember correctly?
He hated that for the longest time. And the thing was, it's because everybody on the Something Awful forums really gave him shit about it. It's like the only thing they knew him for, so he spent the rest of his career trying to get himself away from that. It's like, look, I'm more than just that one video in Kaizo Mario, okay?
I personally just found
I
it funnier when he was
swear.
going insane. I find him going insane funnier, honestly.
No, Proton John is a very reaction-based streamer. That's his thing, is he has very big emotions, very big reactions to things. So when he's put in situations that leave him exasperated and questioning his sanity, that's what's the most entertaining.
I think the first video I ever watched from him was when he did Don't Eat the Mushroom.
By the way, remember this boss?
Oh goody, you're back. Except there weren't there two of you before.
There's actually a theory behind why a lot of these bosses seem very similar to previous adventures that Link had been on. Because they're all supposed to be nightmares, right? Of course, that theory doesn't really hold up anymore because Nintendo changed the timeline. It was supposed to be this is the same hero from A Link to the Past, but now it takes place before Link to the Past.
Uh-oh.
Yep. The funny thing is, if you do that correctly, you actually can't avoid that. You will close the text box and you'll be right over the hole, so...
Cursed you, text box, and cursed you, narrator!
Curse you, narrator, huh? Oh, that's not a reference to anything. You're referencing the jokes we've been making over the course of the stream. And that's what you get for bad-mouthing me earlier. Good thing I remembered that was there.
Good thing I remember gravity. Oh wait, I remember gravity says no!
Gives a new meaning to Coyote time.
I always did love that little joke in cartoons where literally if he just didn't notice, oh wait, I'm over a pit, he would never fall.
I love that that's a game design term now. And it's used to describe like the little bit in platformers where your character can still make a valid jump after they're hanging over the edge of a platform because that just feels better in real time. Ooh, the shape of the key shows a fish swimming up a cascade of water. Go now to the mountain waterfall. A leap from the top, and you will reach your goal. Hi, I'm Bruce Campbell. Welcome to Spider-Man 2. Go jump off that building. Trust me on this one.
Bruce Campbell's freaking sandwich. Make sure how much you got paid for that. I suppose I don't think we ever jumped down this well.
Wait. Can you?
I'm curious. Let's try.
I don't think you can. I think that's just the one because you have the ledge over it. Yep.
Sure.
Even using Rock's Feather, you can't do that.
To be fair, I'm inclined to always check that whenever I see something like that.
So we've got the pineapple now.
I don't remember what the...
Yeah,
honestly,
we actually do have to go to Tall Heights now because then we can give it to Pascal. He did tell us that he'd be lost in the mountains later, so...
I warned you!
Yep, old Pascal got lost, just like he said he would.
It's like I know everything that's gonna happen to me.
He's actually the wisest character in this entire game. He's the only person, despite us and the owl, who knows the true nature of the island.
I'm gonna be honest, I hate the Zelda timeline.
What's up?
I hate the frickin' Zelda timeline.
Why? What bugs you about it?
Why is it gotta be so frickin' convoluted?
Well, because people were clamoring for this, and it's like, well, now Nintendo had to deliver in spite of the fact that none of the games were ever designed to be like that. It was never designed to have a coherent timeline. Like, the games are just better because they can all stand on their own. Also, thank you, Clawglip. You actually managed to save me from falling down that pit.
And then he pulls you back in.
Who said I was saving you?
Shit!
We're actually getting really close to being able to grab the bow.
I mean, oh, guys, remember the funny thing with the bow in this game?
What?
How you fire it.
You know, I actually never thought about... oh, you just fire the arrows out of your butt?
No. The fact that it costs rupees to fire the bow.
It does?
Yes.
My goodness. That's... unnecessary.
That seems like something Moneybags would make.
They all
Every time
warp
you fire your
direct.
bow,
That's
I
the
become a
scheme.
little bit richer.
That's the scheme of the shopkeeper. He charges you a fortune for the bow because it's like, alright, only the people who can actually afford to fire this would need it in the first place.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
You missed the
so,
chance.
yeah, you know how you said, you know how you warned me?
I knew there was something I was forgetting.
Oh, well, it's just rubies.
And it works out that's a secret seashell.
What?
That's a seashell in that chest, if I
Oh,
remember
for
correctly.
crying out loud. I thought it was just rupees.
I mean, I can double check.
Please do. I'd
It's
like to
gonna
know
take
this.
a while, but I'll have to get through the first. Actually, no, I'm already through the first dungeon, so it shouldn't take me too long.
Okay.
Since I'm on the point where I'd be getting Bow Wow anyway.
Alright, there's no other way upward other than the cave. I kind of wanted to hold on to my piece of power a little longer. It's been a
That
while
really
since
gonna
we've
hurt.
seen one of those, now that I think about it.
It's admittedly going to hurt if I find out this is not rupees.
Is there anything up in this direction? No, I'm overthinking it.
The ultimately one of those things I gotta wonder what's his
There's
deal.
Mark. I'm in a cave. I'm in a cave. I'm in a cave. This is too high. I haven't watched Peanut Butter Gamer in years, man.
Same.
I wonder what he's up to. You know, aside from that one series that they were doing there for a while that never really took off or became anything.
Hmm?
What was it? They were doing like this debate show?
I don't even remember.
I think I know why that show never took off the way they wanted it to, because none of them were really thought of as like if that had been a show of guys like Mark Brown or maybe Dan from Extra Credits, who's now in charge of New Frame Plus, like people who are known for doing analysis videos, I'd be more interested in them talking about the video game industry as a whole. Because they would have that pedigree. They'd actually be able to... It would be like a panel of experts coming together and being like, so hey, we think these games are the ones that actually deserve the reputations they have.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it would have an air of legitimacy to it. You know?
I mean, I think the only people I actually still follow from that at this point is Gerard.
Madness. That was the name of the series. They called it Madness. Sorry, that took me a little bit. I wonder where the name came from, anyway.
Admittedly, there is a game that came out recently. I'm wondering how people are able to stream it, honestly.
Huh?
I was thinking of Catherine, the remake came out recently.
I mean, it's not banned on Twitch.
Yeah, but considering the content, you'd think it would be.
Listen, the thing is, as long as the... Like, stuff in video games is okay as long as it doesn't cross Twitch's personal line, as long as it is not on their ban list. That is their thing. If they don't specifically say you can't do it, it's allowed. Yep, Papal got lost, just like you said. Now I'm so famished I can't move. Can you give me some victuals? Sure. Ah, this pineapple's so delicious. I'm gonna eat the whole thing right now. Bon appetit.
Ow, my throat!
Spikes and all. Ah, this isn't meant to be a reward. Ah, here, take this hibiscus. up, Chattereth? How you doing tonight, buddy? Now we're going to, now the thing is, he wolfs that thing down, because he's gone now. All we have to do is make a scene transition, and he's back home again. Unlike us, that dude can just leap straight off the cliff. Or wait, is there a ledge I can work with here? Yeah, there is. Okay, there's a quick way back down the mountain. Well, quick being a relative term here. And then phases away through reality.
He fell to Glitch World.
Is Papal just the Sans of this world? Like, he's aware of more things than anybody else is, and he just has all of these crazy, like, time-warping powers? He just chooses not to use them because Link doesn't have the option to just destroy the island himself. No, he does! Again, that's kind of getting into spoilers for later, though. Not really.
Now that I think about it, I just remembered I think the funnier thing about that model game we beat earlier in the game, I like the fact that he shows up again in Oracle's Seasons.
What's that?
The fact that we have to fight the Moblin King again in Oracle's Seasons.
Mollycat? What?
Moblin King, the guy we killed to save Bow Wow.
Oh. Yeah,
So I think
sorry, that took me a second, because I didn't make that connection because he looks vastly different in the next game.
The minute I fight, what we do to beat him.
King of the Moblins. My Ganondorf, you've certainly seen better days.
I mean, Ganon is in that game.
Let's see. Where? Right, I still need to I need to travel through the swamp again in order to get to the next part of the trade quest. We can do a lot of the trade quest stuff right now, and I'd rather knock it out before we go do anything else.
I mean, considering the reward we get for it, it's definitely worth it.
Like, progression in the game is directly related to the trade quest. That whole date with Marin thing won't even trigger to happen until you give the chef that pineapple and he tells you about the walrus.
Oh, I just remembered freaking Dr. Wright's in this game.
Yes, actually, he's the one that writes the letter. Good call. I never made that connection. I never played SimCity as a kid.
Me neither.
Like, on any platform, especially, like, I didn't even know that SimCity was a game that existed. So, well, I pretty much stick to myself, me and my letters. My name's Wright. The only thing I don't like about my hobby is that I never receive a response. Oh! Right.
I just remember this. Lee!
Yeah, I need to go back to Animal Village. Right, I had this backwards.
I'm trying to remember if the joke's the same in both versions.
No, it is. It very much is. Yes, that character does show up. Link's dealt with multiple princesses over the course of his career.
Link straight has his own harem in the one game.
Wait.
Okay, I was wrong. That was just rupees for new.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, good. Good. I'm still on track to get the good reward. Okay, so, what was the game where Link had a harem?
Ocarina of Time.
Is that the game where every single female character is falling head over heels for him? No, that's Breath of the Wild. Because he has, like, there's Link, there's, Mipha, aka Best Girl. There's Zelda, who is, like, an off and on again kind of thing with him. There's,
Well, actually, Urbosa's probably just herself. She's probably not falling in love with him.
No, that's not a thing. Who is that girl who's in the, not Gerudo, the Sheikah village? She has the papaya-shaped birthmark.
I think you got her name just there now.
What, papaya?
Yeah.
That creative name.
See, the problem is I can't hear that word anymore without thinking of a joke from an old anime dub I watched.
Where am I going now? The Animal Village, right. And I'm close enough to the, The graveyard always bugged me in this game. It's like, what's the point of having all of these stones if I can't push one and find some treasure underneath?
I know, especially considering most of the games you can.
Like, every single one of them, it's just another ghost.
I think you can encounter the big ghosts if you kill enough of them.
Can you?
Don't quote me on that. I know that's one of the games you could do that.
I never discovered that as a kid. I know one of the trailers they showed off a really big ghost, but I don't know how to trigger that.
I still think one of the funnier secrets I remember finding in a recent Zelda game was actually in Link Between Worlds.
Really?
Where if you use the sand rod on one of those weird mudmen monsters and lift them out of the ground, they're like these big buff muscular dudes. And they just start running off.
Zelda's been really good about that lately, like especially Breath of the Wild. The whole appeal of that game is constantly rewarding player creativity. Now, if only they could fix the weapon durability system, I'd have no problem with that game.
Honestly, weapon durability didn't bother me that much.
It does for me, but I've rattled on about that, like, time and time again. Like, you go through all the trouble of unlocking this legendary weapon that belonged to somebody who was really close and near and dear to the player character's heart, and it just explodes into glitter like 2 battles later. It's like, well, yeah, that was a great reward.
The only one it bothers me with personally is the bow. Like, I'm fine with it doing like with the swords and everything because you can usually find a bunch of those. It always sucks to lose your damn bow. So, admittedly, the variable weapon system that has led to some really hilarious jokes.
Oh, you brought me a hibiscus. How sweet. Well, since you're such a gentleman, I have a request to make of you. Will you listen?
Okay.
Oh no.
I would like you to take this letter to a Mr. Wright, who lives on the border of the mysterious forest, please.
You're laughing because you know what's in this letter. You got a goat's letter. Great.
Though I'm trying to remember it actually shows it in the original.
You better not look at the letter yourself.
I need to buy bombs. That is a thing I need to do, because I need to look behind... I actually need to go behind the village, and I need to... I see the blocked wall back there, I just can't do anything about it. That's why every time I'm in that village, I'm checking my inventory to see if I have any of those.
You know, now that I think about what I find kind of funny, considering those weird pole-shaped enemies, those are supposed to be choo-choos, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That's exactly what they are.
Why is this one game where we can't kill them?
Specifically, they're the electric version. No, you can kill them if you use bombs or something like that.
Well, I mean, we can't strike them with our swords, but I mean...
They're probably the electric versions.
So it doesn't really lead to the funny image of just like, oh, why is that? He strikes and just hair standing on end.
Attack all of us, everybody with a sword, attack him at once. He can't shock all of us. Tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day that's happening. Do you think anybody's actually gonna do it?
Oh, I wouldn't. Wait, oh, you're talking about the stupid,
Yeah, that thing. I was originally going to stream... No, it's the 21st. Right? Is it the 20th or the 21st that it's going to happen? I don't
remember. I've not been following that stupid
No, I remember. It was September 21st was the day it was going to happen, because originally the stream I was going to do on that day was the Area 51 arcade game.
Okay, that game creeped me out as a kid.
It creeped out a lot of people when they were kids, but that was kind of what was so cool about it. It wasn't like all of the other shooters.
Yeah, this someone played House of the End Time Crisis, so...
Oh man, Time Crisis 3 was my jam. I could almost beat that game on 1 credit.
There's that, the Virtua Cop games on the Saturn.
No, sorry, yeah, Virtua Cop 3. Virtua Cop 3. Time Crisis is something entirely different.
Then you have Dino Crisis, which is entirely different.
That is Drawman's game. Dino Crisis is that guy's area of expertise. I cannot speak to it. I did not grow up with that game as a kid.
it's basically hokey as hell, Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun, right?
Right. Well, the first two anyway.
Oh, yeah, I've not heard good things about Dino Crisis 3.
The thing is, 3 would be a passable game if the controls and camera didn't suck.
What was the plot of 3? It's like
Dinosaurs in space, effectively. And they're not even dinosaurs, they're technically mutants.
They've just chosen that form because it's the most powerful one they've got.
Like, I don't want to spoil story stuff, because the story for that's something people have to find on their own, honestly.
Okay.
Because it is weird.
Is the voice acting just top-notch, though?
Well, somewhat.
Okay. Some characters just lean into it and achieve Resident Evil levels?
I don't think anything will ever get as bad as Alfred Asher, let's put it that way. God, I saw this old Flash short I saw that years ago making fun of them. Just him, for some reason I have him falling down the steps, if I remember correctly. My grandfather was
But why, though?
I don't know.
Alright, I need a grappling hook before I can come back here.
Oh yeah, this is the game that has the really fun hook shot.
You're thinking of one of the Oracle games, because you're thinking of the switch hook.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking of the switch there. I was just thinking of the hook shot, because you can actually use it to kill things in this.
Oh, yeah. Right, that's why they lock it away so far, because it's a really powerful weapon.
I mean, I like the switch hook, too. That thing's fun. Certainly better than the damn magnet gloves.
The magnet gloves are amazing, though.
And
Like, they
the
open
problem
up
I have, though, is
so
they have a lot
many
of puzzles where they
possibilities.
The problem with the magnet gloves is they have a lot of puzzles where they want you to make really quick switches over pits.
Yeah, okay, that is one of the main reasons trying to get the level 3 attack ring in the Oracle games is so difficult. Because they ask you to chain those. Doing one is fine, because it's a very tight input. Doing one is fine. Doing them in a row is not. That's pushing player skill a little too far, even for the reward you get out of it. Because at that point, Link is taking so much, like, you have such a gigantic attack boost, but the downside to the attack rings is your defense goes down in tandem. So you're taking so much damage at that point that it's almost not worth it.
I guess it helps by the point that you usually get all that stuff in the games. You usually have a buttload of hearts.
Yeah, because that'll be end game for whatever you chose as the second game, which I always did Ages second.
Same.
There are a couple reasons for that. The first game, the intro movie takes place during the day. The second one, it takes place during a sunset. There are several... I know there are scenes that work and expand on the lore no matter what you do, but at the end of the game where Zelda gives Link a kiss... It's just kind of funny that the Maku tree, because she made that, there was that whole scene with her. No, it's the Oracle games. I remember now. Everybody wants a piece of Link in the Oracle games.
Even the frickin' trees.
Even nature wants Link's dick in the Oracle games.
Link, I want you to make flowers with me.
Help me
voice.
Help me pollinate my garden, Link.
And Link's just backing away slowly.
I mean, that would give a new definition to morning wood.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Thank you, thank you. That is officially the worst joke I'm gonna be telling all night.
Oh, God. Trying to think, like, what else can I remember? God, I used to do a lot of old stuff on the internet. I mean, of course, there's the awesome videos, which the older ones are always funny.
I remember that way back when. Like, when I first found out about JonTron, when he started becoming, like, really taking off and showing up in... Like, if it shows up in my feed, I know the person has made it. Because I am very sheltered in terms of my tastes. But when I first started seeing his videos, I remembered thinking, huh, this guy's sense of humor is very much like those old awesome videos I used to watch on YouTube. Not on Newgrounds. Not 6 months later, they announced they're doing a channel together, and I'm like, excuse you?
I still think the funniest part about that, though, is he actually at one point had to make a video basically telling people stop watching these on YouTube. Where it's just basically Snake pissed off at people.
This always used to throw me when I was a kid, because I have a sister named Christine. So it's like, how did they know?
I'm not sure what's funnier, this or the Sly Cooper version of this gag.
Okay, so is she Princess Toadstool, is she Peach, or is her real name Christine? Like, choose an identity and stick with it, sweetheart. Also, I want to point out, that lipstick makes her look like Pauline with a wig.
Oh God.
Pauline in cosplay. She's
Well,
got the same sort of facial structure.
Well, specific old Pauline with a wig. They did
She's
kind
so
of restructure
beautiful.
design there.
I must give you something for your trouble. Well, it looks like all I have is this broom. How will that be? Fine.
God, I just remembered every woman Mario meets somehow ends up some form of politician.
But that photo was not of... Link stops before he thinks about it too hard. Don't hurt yourself, buddy.
Also, the real Princess Peach knocks down the door. Where's my photo?
You were not supposed to have that in this universe.
This universe and that universe have nothing to do with each other.
Well, I mean, eventually nobody's gonna care because they're all gonna be in Smash Brothers together. I mean, if Mario and Sonic can go to the Olympic Games together, and again, if fucking Sans can be in Smash Brothers...
There's a reason no one's gonna care at this point. It's because everyone's dead. Seriously, that is fucking depressing to think
How many jokes can we make about everyone on this island not existing?
Well, no, I was making that joke because of the World of Light.
A new broom? For me? It is, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, in return you can have this fishing hook I found when I swept by the riverbank.
And it's gonna be a while before we can give this away.
Actually, I think we passed by the guy who wanted that earlier, didn't we?
Even Link's wondering about it. It's like, what will the fishing hook become? Yeah, we need the ability to swim before we can do anything with this. Because we need to meet the fisherman in his special fishing spot under the bridge.
I still find it funny what all this leads to.
Then he will find us the pearl necklace, which we will give to the mermaid. The mermaid will give us one of her scales. We use the scale to open up the mermaid statue, and inside... Well, I'll just kind of leave that for you guys to discover when the time comes.
Like, it's one of those, I just find it funny what it leads to, because if you played old school Zelda, you wouldn't expect much of this. You kind of feel like you got cheated.
But it ends up being one of the most important items in the entire game. Even though it doesn't seem like much at first.
See, I don't want to spoil it either, because it is one of those things I want people to discover.
It took me a long time to figure out what that was used for. Because I thought I had already explored everything there was to see in that room. And I explored that right at the start of the game, so it was not fresh in my memory at all. So, right. I can open up the 4th dungeon now, and I don't... This next one is Angler's Tunnel, isn't it?
I'm trying to remember what's next. Honestly.
Yeah, that's actually where we gain the ability to swim.
My only real gripe, honestly, at this point, I don't think we're gonna have time to do it.
I mean, I could go a little longer, but no. The responsible thing to do would be to get all of the other projects that I need to get to today. I'm not gonna lie, streams kind of take place at an awkward time for me now, considering my schedule and all the things that I need to do. I'd have to wake up way earlier on streaming days just so I could get to, like, all of my chores and everything, like cleaning the apartment, getting some writing done, working on audiobooks, and, well, everything else. I also need to make sure, on my checklist is also video production. That is right there on the front. And it's like, yeah, you have to work on your videos in some capacity. Because I'm gonna get back on YouTube again. I really, really want to. I want to give it a try. I at least want to make all of the videos that I planned on doing and that I promised people. You know?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play the remake of this for quite a while.
I love that one. No other dungeon in the game gets its own theme when you open it.
In my case, though, it's for 2 reasons. One, I'm unfortunately probably going to have to replace my Switch.
Oh, Joy-Con drift?
No, the battery on it's going.
Oh, no.
I've noticed because it's been draining, like, really fast lately if I use it handheld.
Oh, which games are you playing on it? That might also be part of it.
Even something as small as Crystal Crisis is draining it quick.
Huh.
All I know is, like, I was at dinner the other night playing it. Literally, like, 20 minutes in, it was, like, I think 94%. If I remember correctly.
Well, 20 minutes for 6%. You're still getting... times 3 is 18.
But there'd be some times where it wouldn't even be a minute before it would drain 1%.
So that's about 5 hours altogether.
But there'd still be times where it would drain, like, within, like, 30 seconds, another percent.
Huh.
Like, it was being erratic as hell.
Weird. That's strange.
I'm more than likely, if I'm going to, save up and just get one of the newer models that has a better battery life. It'll be
you know
a
what
while.
I just realized should be one of the categories that I streamed under? Retro.
True.
I didn't even think about that. But this does count. It is old enough.
You know, I always find it funny that every handheld game, Link needs a power-up to swim, yet in, like, the 3D ones, he gets to swim normally.
I mean, you're not supposed to question it. Alright. Yeah, right at the entrance of Angler's Tunnel, I think, is a good place to end it off on. So,
We'll
ladies
probably
and
get this part of
gentlemen...
mine, too, knowing our luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to the stream tonight. It's been a blast. We had a decent number of viewers this entire time. We kept, we started right around 9, and it slowly degraded over time, but I think that's just because it's like it's an awkward night, and everybody's got other things they need to do. But for those of you who did stick around, unfortunately we do not have enough numbers to go on a raid on somebody else's channel, but we do always end off the stream by rolling a d20 to see if something amazing happens. It's a 12. Not tonight, unfortunately.
I swear that thing rarely, if ever, lands on 20.
Thank you all for coming tonight. It's been a blast as usual. Thank you to my co-host Noel Mughal for talking to me about life, the universe, and everything.
No problem.
Thank you for coming tonight, and please join us again tomorrow night, because, well, you know what we'll be playing. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu. Later, everybody.